What's up? What's up? It's the Arthur Moats Experience. And of course, I'm Arthur Moats, and you know what time it is, baby. So let's get into it. Let's get into it, man. Shout out, man. Hopefully everybody has been enjoying their days. About to say, man, in this here crazy weather up here in the 412. I mean, one day is 60 plus, next day is snowing. Gotta love the Berg. Nonetheless, though, gotta love the Berg, man. And like I said, man, we got plenty that we will be discussing today. Finally got a chance to tap into some of the fan mock drafts that you guys have been sending in. So shout out to each and every one of y'all that have been sending those in. Like I said, man, I will discuss some of those on the live today, and the ones that don't get discussed on the live, some of those are already up on the website, arthurmoats.com. So definitely check out the website if you have not for some of these updated mock drafts, man. But more importantly, like I said, man, I am going to talk about some as well on the live. So if you want to have a chance to get yours discussed, maybe not this episode, but for future episodes, you already know you got to go ahead and do one simple thing, baby. Go ahead and send it into moatswinners@gmail.com. All right. Simple as that is what we're going to do. And I was laughing at myself, too, because I just realized I got my wrong overlay on. So we ain't even tripping on that. But either way, like I said, man, as we are continuing on with our updates on the front end, there we go. Now we copacetic. How y'all over here think my man go pull up at 9? Hey, TG ain't go pull up at 9, even though my dog did hit me at 5 a.m. He was like, yo, I read the text. I thought you said 5 a.m. I said, whoa, hey, bro, I promise you, as long as we still doing this thing and it's the Arthur Moats Experience, you never have to worry about us ever having a show at 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right. Not while I'm here, not when we do it here, because I ain't no more than a person like that, baby. You already know. But like I said, man, get those mock drafts submitted. So that way, like I said, you get a chance for me to either read them off on the live or on the website. Also on the Instagram page at the Arthur Moats Experience, man. Do see some of y'all over there engaging with the content as well, man. So definitely shout out to y'all. If y'all haven't started engaging and following that, man, make sure y'all get over there and tap into that as well, man. Just trying to continue to build up the community. And yes, Leah Ward, my man TG is absolutely wild and completely out of pocket for that. I say, bro, why, you ain't got to text me. You knew this one a 5 a.m. show, bro. You ain't, man, me and him worked together for how many years with the Steelers? He know how I was in the morning. I'm not a morning person like that. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. So shout out to TG for being up that early. But yeah, please don't ever hit me like that at that time of day, baby. But you know, like I said, man, vibes are good. Vibes are right. And I do got to say it on the front end. Shout out to my baby girl. We got a champion in the house. Oh, my little hooper. I told y'all, man, why we ain't have a show yesterday. My little baby girl had her little championship for her little in-house team, and she brought home the gold medal. I say, yo, shout out the baby girl right there. All right? If we had to skip a live, at least make sure, you know what I'm saying, you bring her home the bacon with it, you know? So shout out to the little baby Moats, you know what I mean? Taking care of business, man, handling it the way that we like to see right there. I said, yo, we got a champion in the house, man. So all her little friends been calling her little champion and stuff today. She felt all cool about it. So I was like, yo, salute you right there, man. You deserve it. You earned that right there, all right? So we definitely like that, man. But like I said, man, we do have plenty that we are going to talk about, man, because I don't know if y'all been paying attention to this here wide receiver free agent market right now. It's been a lot of names officially being added to that free agent wide receiver market, along with a pop-up name on the trade spectrum as well. And of course, we got to talk about all of that, baby. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And it was some new money that was spent in the league. This past week. And with said new money, that could impact one of our current guys that is in line to get an extension. Yeah, man. So it is one of those days. Man. But on the front end, you already know how we gonna do this thing. Drop it in the comment section where you are tuning in from, so that way I can give you that big boy shout out to start today's show. And of course, don't forget to hit that like button one time for the culture and subscribe if you are new to the channel. Leah Warren said, yo, them Bengals are imploding. Yes, they are imploding, man. You better believe it. And it's pleasing to my eyes as well. I was like, oh, Sam Hubbard. Sam Hubbard was so fed up. He just retired. He said, look, I'm done. I'm going to retire. I was like, dang, bro, I right, man, you was halfway good, bro. See little Mike Hilton about to hit the mark. I said, all right, man. Hey, you know you look better in black and gold and black and orange anyways, man. So yeah, they got a lot of chaos going on over there, man. But we shall see. But she always tapping into 254 Killeen, Texas. You already know what time she on flow, grown 420, rocking out in San Antonio, Florida. Not to be confused with Texas. And then from there, X Concepts in the 724 Claridge, PA. And he says, free agency is about to be wild. Oh, you better believe it. I mean, we obviously know, man, we get it going next week. And it's going to get crazy because, like I said, we got a lot of money, or in the words of AB, a whole lot of money. And yeah, we're going to have options out there and plenty of different ways to go about spending that money as well, whether we use large sums on one or two particular players, or are we going to spread this out and, you know, try to do the give me a lot of personnel versus just one or two big name personnel. So that's the part that's going to make this thing very, very interesting. Shout out to the homie Rod Dolly. You know, he always rocking out. And he asked, what happened to episode 666? Man, what you think happened to episode 666? What I look like? Hey, look, I'm sure y'all can get that somewhere else. All right. I'm cool on all that. All right. I don't even want to play the game with it. So I was like, yeah, you know what? It's 667. That's where we at right now. All right. And we're going to keep it funky. Believe that. I see the homie David Dupree, a.k.a. DD Smalls in Gainesville, Florida. Shout out to Gainesville. Yeah. MPCP is 666 and a half. All right. Yeah. I just figured we just gonna round that thing going up, man. All right. I know what y'all, hey, salute to y'all, salute to me. Y'all know we man. We ain't playing with that. All right. Come on, man. Keep the good vibes going. All right. That's how I like the energy to be all positive. And I just felt like if I kept looking at that 6-7, I ain't messing with that one, man. I ain't like how that look. So that's the, you know what I'm saying? Here we are. All right. Here what it is, baby. Shout out to James Skicka rocking out in Jersey. Let's get it. And let's see, man. I thought y'all was going to agree with that. I figured it would be, you know, maybe a handful of people on the, hey, yo, man, you can leave it as episode 666. Who cares? Change it to something, this and that. I'm like, yo, man, I'm sure for somebody y'all could do all that. I'm old school. I just avoid. I'm just you know, some people like, hey, walk down that alley, man, you tough. Or I could just walk around the corner. I take the long way. I ain't mind taking the long way. All right. So we take the long way. All right. So I'm cool on that one, my Briggity brothers. All right. All right. And let's see, man. I'm going to end it with the homie Lifted Ones in the 916 Sacktown. He says, Moats, you get a chance to check out Elijah Badger? Actually, I did. I'm glad that you're on. Actually, he's on one of the mocks, so I was going to wait to talk about him then. But, yeah, man, I do like what I saw with Elijah Badger. Just real briefly on him, man. Like the fact that he's a down-the-grass guy, man. You saw him at Florida, man. A lot of big-time catches, man. A lot of run after. We obviously know the quarterback situation wasn't the best, or just that Florida team. It was a little bit weird. But to me, man, I do like what I saw from Elijah Badger in terms of what I briefly watched on him. So, yes, I do see what you see in him. And it's they're projecting him later on in the draft, though. He's not projected as one of those early round guys, but I do think, man, better quarterback play would have elevated his production, though. I think if it would have been a little bit more consistent for him being a little bit more featured in it as well, I think that he definitely would have had more production from there, because you can see his run after ability. You can see his catching ability. And to me, I think that he's a really good player, man. So, they said Lagway was nice, just got bad injuries. Okay, respect on that. Yeah, because that was my thing. I saw them keep switching to quarterbacks, and you know how I tell you, I watch it with, I don't like to have the sound on, so I'm looking, I'm like, all right, this quarterback, he halfway decent. This other quarterback, he halfway bad. But this receiver's really good. He gets down the grass a lot, creates separation a lot, and runs away from people a lot. So, like I said, it was definitely certain things I liked about him. I think as a late round flyer, I'm very intrigued by Elijah Badger, though, man, just to throw that out there. All right. So, yeah, man. So, shout out to you, though, Lifted Ones, man, because you did bring him up, man, at least, was that last week time frame, man? So, salute to you on that one, man. But, yeah, man, definitely like what I saw with him, though. 100%. Alrighty. And, yeah, I'm going to just selfishly plug my LeBron James jersey because my man, you know, that's my favorite hooper right now. You know what I'm saying? My man got the 50-plus points, man, on the board, man. Big time, 50-plus career, all-time point scorer, man. Happy for my guy, all right? So I just had to throw that in the front. And you already know the drill. Hit the like button, man. Don't forget to subscribe. And let's get this thing going. Because we got a couple of super chats in on the front end. And we always appreciate those that do contribute to the show in that manner. Oh, and I forgot too, my upper room members. I think you still got a Zach Frazier early access, man, to a Master Moats film session. All right. Y'all done had that actually a while too earlier. So make sure y'all tapping into that, checking into that before it becomes available to everybody else. All right. But shout out to y'all, man. All right. That boy 23 says you should start a small film watching session on some of the lesser known players that the fans suggest during the podcast, and just watch like 5 minutes and then go back later if you like them. All right, so I'm trying to process what you're saying because it sounds, just make sure I'm getting this right. I'm trying to figure out, are you saying me watch the, like, break down the tape live with you? Or are you just saying, man, y'all bring up the names, I'm watching the tape, tell y'all how I feel about the cat, and then come right back? Because I think that's what we kind of be doing, but I'm just trying to make sure I got that right. Because, you know, I love watching film, man. I'm all down for the film sessions, man. It's something that I'm always doing, man. Like I said, it's how you stay current with the game, and it's how you stay up to date with the different schemes and what players are doing well and not doing well. But yeah, I'm just not all the way sure what you mean by that, though, that boy 23. But yeah, if you're down to watch film with me, man, I'm always down. They drop film, man. All right. And yeah, man, if there are certain players, man, I know right now we're in the draft season. So a lot of these players that people have brought up have been more of the, you know, collegiate athletes. And with that, part of why we don't do a lot of film sessions on them, it's extremely hard to find film on these dudes, man. Some of the dudes that don't go to these bigger name schools, or some of these first and second round pedigree type dudes, yeah, it's like a needle in a haystack. Whereas for the NFL players, whether they are current or whether they are currently employed by the Steelers or just active in the NFL, or have been in the NFL within the past 5 to 6 years, I can find pretty much any tape on them and break it down, man, all 22 style and stuff like that. So for me, man, I'm down for whatever, man. If, you know, that is something that the majority does like, man. I obviously see how y'all interact with the film sessions, hence the reason why I keep doing them, because I know y'all like them, all right? And I think it's a cool, informative way to just educate it and just kind of separate us a little bit from other shows, man. I always feel like, man, we talk about players, man, we'll show a highlight reel, but it's like, man, when do we, you know, get a chance to actually talk that tape and these are the fine-tuned things, and that's why we do the Master Moats film sessions. But yeah, man, it's definitely something that I could easily, you know, add to the equation, man. So we'll definitely tank that some more, though, man. So shout out to y'all on that. And let me see what the comment section is talking about. Let me see. Okay, I thought I had something with that. Nope. All right, all good. So shout out to that boy 23. All right, Cam Harper. He says, what do you think about the cornerbacks from Kansas? Would they be a good fit for us? The Kansas. So you talking Kobe, Bryant, and the Mello Dotson. All right, yeah. Well, number one, I like both of them. I think it's weird though, man. I like both of their games. I think both of them are, number one, aggressive as heck. I think that they are willing to go get it. They jump routes like a son of a gun, and they do not care. They're going to get the pick. They're trying to get the ball. I do like that a lot. I also think that is kind of makes me a little bit nervous with them as well because of the, you know, high risk, high reward nature at times. The other thing that I would say is this, man, I think both of them are great athletes. I just think they're a little bit on the smaller side. The one dude's, was it 6'1", $175, $180, and then the other dude's 6'1", about $190. So when I think in comparison, right, when we talk guys like Travis Hunter, right, and some of the knock on him or some of the questions surrounding him are his overall size, right? Is he big enough to, you know, if you're playing on defense, could you guard a big body receiver? If you're playing, you know, wide receiver on offense, are you big enough and strong enough to beat the man press that you're going to, you know, be facing on the outside? So when I think of that, that's the part to me when I think of in terms of the corners from Kansas, right? Kobe Bryant, Mello Dotson. Those are the only things that kind of make me a little bit hesitant about them. But I think both of those players, man, show a ton of heart. Both of those dudes are productive, and that's the other part that I like, man. And I just think that they're just good players, man. Have positional flexibility as well. I think that for Kobe, though, he's definitely more of an outside, like, he'll transition completely outside. And with Mello, I think you got that chance as well. I just think I could also see, you know, if you want to just play him in that tight man-to-man, pressing him up, I think you could play around with bumping them inside as well, just because they are on the thinner side. But yeah, I do like both of those dudes, though, man. So shout out to Cam Harper. I mean, are you a Kansas dude? Like, where'd that come from, man? Most people don't just be asking randomly about corners from Kansas, bro. It's like the quarters from Kansas. Like, hey man, like I know these dudes, but who's asking? You know what I mean? So shout out to all my Kansas Jayhawk fans out there. All right, let's get it. And I do like the fact that Kobe Bryant name is Kobe Bryant. I should actually go find out because I wanted to know, is that the same Kobe Bryant that was with? No, that can't be that same one, right? No. I was thinking about the one that was with Sauce and was that Cincinnati they were at? He was opposite of him. Yeah, that's the one I was thinking about at first when I started thinking about Kobe, but I was like, no, that's the other Kobe. This is Kobe as well. So shout out to Kobe. Yeah, shout out to them boys, man. Shout out to them boys though, man. But I do like that though. All righty. Let's see. We got the homie Flo Grown 420 in the building, and he says, we got to empty the clip for DK Metcalf. I ain't sell the house. Or he said, I ain't sell the house, but the living room is a little outdated. Respect, Moats. All right. Okay. So we there? It's time. All right. Let me go ahead and get us fired up real quick then. All right. Since this is the question we going with, this how we're going to spark it off the day. Let me go ahead and get us going. All right. Here we go. Boom. All right. We're just going to pull them up free agency style, man, because clearly, yeah, we got action going on right now, man. And a lot of it as it pertains to these wide receivers. But the one that my man Flo Grown 420 wanted to first discuss was DK Metcalf. Obviously, for those that don't know, DK officially requested a trade from the Seattle Seahawks. Obviously, has been rumored at times about potential departures. I know we talked about DK earlier this offseason in terms of, would we want to trade for this guy? Is that somebody that we should be intrigued about? But there was still some hesitancy just because we didn't know what Seattle was trying to get done. Were they trying to reload or were they going in a completely different direction? But as we've seen now in these past couple of days, they look like they're offloading assets. All right. So Tyler Lockett was the first guy that they released. We know Tyler Lockett. He's been out there forever, dominant player. He'll be one of those Seahawk Wall of Honor type of dudes, Ring of Honor type of guys. But ultimately, they moved on from him. Then from there, we hear about DK Metcalf officially requesting the trade. And on top of DK, then there are also rumors about Geno Smith also being on that trade market as well. So these were some of the dudes that, like I said, man, we have briefly talked about at times, and we were just waiting to get, real life action, real life confirmation one way or the other. So with Tyler Lockett, we do have that. But with DK Metcalf, that's the other element to this thing. Now, to me, man, DK Metcalf, y'all know exactly who the heck DK Metcalf is, man. He is as good as advertised. He is, franchise caliber wide receiver. He is the true definition of a wide receiver one. He also got a little bit of crash out in him. So I do like that. That's what the young kids call it when they got a little crazy on him. He got a little crazy on him. But I like that little crazy. You need a little crazy on you, all right? And he'll sign language you. So I like the fact that he's versatile in his trash talk. He's versatile in the way that he wants to let you know he balling on you, okay? But just for context, man, last year played in 15 games, 12 starts, 108 targets, had 66 catches, 992 yards with 5 tutties. Year prior to that, 16 games, 16 starts, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Year before that, 17 games, 17 start, 1,000 yards, and 6 touchdowns. Year before that, 17 games, 17 starts, 967 yards, 12 touchdowns. Year before that, 1,300 touchdowns. That's obviously when he was playing with Russ, 1,300 receiving yards and 10 touchdowns. This is what? 2021. So like literally the dude has been on a tear since coming into the NFL. We know this, the smallest amount of yardage he's ever had in a single season was 900 yards. And that was his rookie season when he first came into the NFL. Outside of that, he's 1,000-yard type receiver and he scores touchdowns. We know who DK Metcalf is. Big body, 6'4", 234, is as good as advertised. And yes, Cornell Banks, you caught me on the bend. I had to remember, I was like, oh, this is buttoned up a little bit. It's just a little bit. I thought I was talking with the gang. All right. Y'all know, we do this so often. It's been 667 episodes that, I just be getting real comfortable with y'all. So I got to be careful sometimes, man. I was in there, the bando, how we go, man. You know how it is around there. All right. So anywho, but let me get back to the homie DK Metcalf. So with him, though, man, the production has definitely been there. Bona fide wide receiver one whenever he's been there. He's definitely the dude that makes defenses have to play certain coverages. If you do not have a safety over top, good luck, because DK takes tops off defenses routinely. He beats single coverage routinely, and he gonna make that safety really have to go to work even with the double team routinely. And that's why we like DK Metcalf. He can block. He competes even when it's a turnover. We know the big play for me that stood out was the interception was just 3-4 years ago, man. Buda Baker gets the pick on like the goal line. He's running it back, about to score. And you see DK high knees, high elbows, going down in, whoop, 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 and walked him down. I mean, to me, that's one of those plays where it just shows a guy's true, passion for the game. It's bigger than stats. It's bigger than compensation. And it's a dude that just wants to win. And to me, that was the impression that I've gotten from DK. And that's what I really enjoy about watching DK. And that's why you've heard me be a fan of him and say, yeah, if he's ever available, that's the type of guy you go get. Now, the interesting part is this, Dana Rossini, who obviously, big wig in terms of, NFL analyst type stuff like that. She's reporting that the Seahawks are requesting or looking for a first and a third round draft pick in terms of the compensation for DK Metcalf. Let me say that again. A first and a third are the draft picks that the Seattle Seahawks are looking to receive in order for, a trade for DK Metcalf. Now, we know a first and a third is already a lot, right? We would all agree with that. If you're talking about drafting a first round receiver, cool. Talking about drafting a third round receiver. Okay, cool. A first and a third, and that's just one player. We got questions, right? Then we got to factor in the contract, okay? You're ready. So, he's in the middle of the 3-year, $72 million deal, which is averaging $24 million per season. Now, the reports are that he is going to want a new deal on top of the trade. So, now we're talking a first round pick, a third round pick, along with a new contract. I don't know how y'all feeling about that. Okay. To me, that's a little bit rich. We're starting to get richer and richer and richer in terms of what it costs to acquire this guy. Now, what I will say is this. It's proven production. You're not going to, me personally, you can't talk me into one of these younger guys being more impactful year one in Pittsburgh versus DK Metcalf. That's just because I've already seen DK prove he can be a routine 1,000-yard receiver year after year after year while staying healthy, regardless of quarterback, regardless of head coach, regardless of counterparts as well. Whereas when we're talking about some of these younger guys, we're all projecting, we're all speculating, we're all hoping and wishing that this will work. And we, take different things to make the percentages higher. Hence the reason why we will draft a guy in the first round versus the third, etc. But there is still a big question mark because we haven't seen that player at this level just yet. Whereas with DK, we have. So that's the part for me where, yes, I get the higher premium because he is a proven commodity. But to me, I don't like 2 draft picks plus new contract for DK Metcalf. I like one or the other. I don't mind a draft pick with new contract, but I don't want to do 2 picks and new contract. I would much rather throw in a player and a pick and we make a move like that. But that's just how I look at it right now, man, because to me, man, the first and the third, those are 2 quality players. Those are 2 dudes. I mean, one dude's a guaranteed starter in my mind of how I look at it. And then that third round pick is heavy in the rotation in year one. It's how I think of, those 2 type of picks. So for me to switch and say that one player is worth those 2, that player has to be bona fide, which I think DK is to an extent. But now when you start adding in the fact that I got to get ready to pay him upwards of 30, 32, in that range, or maybe it's, no, I don't think he can want 29 because let's see, Devontae Adams is coming off of $28 million a year. We seen what these new deals are going to balloon up to. Yeah, DK is going to want in them 30s. So that's the other part. So now I'm cutting into my big bag of 60 plus. Along with, now he has to be the force multiplier for not just 2 draft picks, but also how many players could I essentially sign with that $30 million per year price tag as well. So now you're getting a hold of how many players we're talking about this one guy accounting for, along with me having to give up trade compensation to go get him as well. So with all of that factored in, it does make me a lot more hesitant as I think about him, but I do think he's worth the phone call. And if I'm Omar Khan, I'm just trying to, first off, okay, you want the first and the third. All right, well, I know that that's your starting point. Let's start talking. Where can we work off of that though? Right? How do I get off of that third? Maybe that third becomes a fourth or a fifth. Does a first and a fifth change your idea? Maybe. Does a first and a fourth? What if it's a conditional fifth? Like, I'm thinking of all of these different concepts with it, man, different ways to play around with it, right? Because you got to get that man a new contract. That's a lot. That's a lot, man. But that's kind of, like I said, how I'm seeing it with that thing, man. But I'm open to it, though, because DK is a dog, man. And he plays the game the right way, man. And that's the thing that I love about his just on field. Like, I think that, man, the way that he does it, man, it gives me AJ Brown vibes. That big bully out there, wide receiver, man, run out the catch, all that, man. Like, you want that, but at what cost? And I think that's the part where we just got to be a little bit cognizant of how we go about spending that money for a guy like DK Metcalf. All right. So I do like that, man. But he ain't the only guy we got to talk about, though, man. All right. Shout out to DK. Like I said, I definitely like the trade convo. I definitely like that. But more importantly, man, we got updates. We got a lot more new names as it pertains to that wide receiver market, man. All right. So with that being the case, man, these were some of the names that are currently available, at least as I was getting ready to start the show, man. We obviously know Devontae Adams was officially released. So we definitely want to talk about him, man. Christian Kirk, I know he was released, but I did see something where he might be getting traded as well. So I do want to go back and double check that real quick, because I know that was kind of happening live motion as I was getting ready to start the show. So we will see about that one, man. Let's see. You have Tyler Lockett as well, man. Go ahead and he's getting released. Then from there, Darius Slay obviously was with the Giants. He's also a guy that's going to be getting released. Let's see. Chris Godwin is another one of those names officially going to be hitting the market, man, being released. And then obviously Amari Cooper is going to hit the market via just expiring contract. Now, with all of those dudes, I think that there are, things that make sense about each and every one of them. But at the same time, the price has to be right, because if the price is too much for these guys, it makes a lot more sense to me to go tap into the draft. But if you can get this proven production, these proven commodities for the right number, and being that we do have a lot of cash without having that guy at quarterback taking a large sum of it, I do think that there are ways to go about building up this roster and getting it a lot more talented. All right. So looking at some of these receivers, though, man, just to give context on the contracts they are coming off of, because I think that all of these dudes, like I said, man, do certain things for me. So let me talk about it real quick, actually. And you already know, hit that like button one time for the culture. Don't forget to subscribe either if you're new to the channel. On this here Friday, Junior living it up, baby. Yes, sir. Alrighty. But Devontae Adams is Devontae Adams. As good as advertised. Missed 1,000 yard on 1,000 yards. He can go as high as the 15, 17. It is what it is. Absolute flat out baller. Wily vet. Been doing it for the longest of all the guys that are recently added to this free agent market list. But at the same time, he is a 5-year, $140 million, 28 per year type of guy. That was the most recent contract he was on. He was receiving $28 million per year. Now, granted, he is older, right? But at the same time, man, we're seeing the production that he's having regardless of location, regardless of quarterback, and he's continuing to age like a fine wine. But to me, that's the one that's probably the most expensive out the group. Then after that, man, we obviously talked about DK Metcalf. We said we'd have to trade for him, so I put him in a separate category, okay? Next, though, in terms of just biggest contracts of those dudes that we're going to be, potentially targeting on this market, you look at Amari Cooper. He just finished up his deal. It was the 5-year, the one that Dallas gave him, 5 years, $100 million. He was getting $20 million per year. All right, so that's the deal that he was just coming off of. Now, part of Amari Cooper, and I will talk about him because his production was weird this year based off of all his stops, but he still ended with like the numbers that he typically gets, right in that 1,000-yard range. Now, the thing that I will say was this, man, in Buffalo, because obviously the Bills traded for him this past season. During the season, he had some moments where he played really well, showed his elite level catching ability, route running ability, but he also had messed his wrist up and played the rest of, the last 4 to 5 games plus playoffs with the damaged wrist that did require surgery right as soon as the season ended for him. It's probably a week or two later, he was getting surgery. So that was the context with him. To me, though, Cooper still is a guy that is aging like fine wine. Why? Because he has attention to detail with his route running. And that's the thing that separates guys like him, guys like Devontae Adams, from guys that are just great athletes but don't have a lot of detail in their route running. And that's what separates high-level veteran receivers from just run-of-the-mill athletes that play out wide. To me, man, Amari Cooper could definitely come in here and help us out, man. He can block. When he is healthy, man, he still creates separation. We're familiar with him just from when he was playing in Cleveland. We know what it was like to play against Amari Cooper, and we saw the production that he had versus us. And I don't think you got to pay $20 a year to get it either. That's the other part. So he's definitely a guy that I'm really intrigued by, but I also know that there's another place that is going to be trying to retain his services potentially. Next up on that list, though, Chris Godwin. Now, that dude I like a lot, and rightfully so, right? When we're talking Chris Godwin, we know exactly who Chris Godwin is. Let me pull up his official numbers from last year just so I don't do him any disservice. Now, we do know he got hurt, right? We do remember that. I want to say that was week 10. Was it week 10? Or it might have been late. Oh, it was earlier than that. Week 7 was when he got hurt. And he had 576 and 5 touchdowns when he went down, man, this season. But prior to that, he was on one of those 1,000-yard, 1,100 yards. He had an 840, then 1,300 yards. Yeah, he was on one of those tears, man, where prior to his injury, man, he was 3 years consecutive 1,000 yards. 4 out of his previous 5 seasons have 1,000-yard plus. So he's definitely another guy that, man, was on the right trajectory. We obviously know he was playing down there with the future Hall of Fame type of guy, Mike Evans. But to me, man, Chris Godwin definitely is an intriguing name. The health part is the question mark, right? Can he stay healthy? What does he look like when he returns from the injury that he had? But he is still a productive player nonetheless. And I do think in terms of he's coming off of a 3-year, $60 million deal that was giving him $20 million per year. To me, he's going to want more. I feel like he's going to want more. But the problem is this, he's hurt also or coming off of the injury. But I think that's somebody that we should be looking into, a guy that could be a perfect fit to complement a guy like George Pickens, a guy that can run routes, he catches, and he is tough. And he's a champion. He's a dude that's been a part of it, man, and made it to the top of this thing. So to me, I like all of that. And I think that it could help a guy like George Pickens out and help whichever quarterback we are going to be moving on with or moving forward with as well. And here we are. We still getting closer and closer to that time, man. We're going to need a decision on this quarterback sooner rather than later, man. It's getting interesting. Real interesting. But but that's the thing with Chris Godwin, though, man. Definitely like what I see from him. Just got to make sure he stays healthy. And that's the big question mark. But at $20 million per year, that's what he's previously coming off of. We can definitely do business with a guy like him, while also, even if we needed to increase that number, I think that he's still a productive enough player and at a good age also where you want to do that, man. Let me make sure I got him pegged right. Yeah, 29, just turned 29. Yep. So about to say right at that right part of 30, man. And I like it. You know, wide receiver's been aging really nicely as well, man. So like I said, definitely one of those dudes, man. Definitely one of those dudes that I like, man. Next up on that list in terms of, these updated free agents. Well, I guess not no more, man, because I did see, let me triple check that, but I want to say Christian Kirk just got traded to the Texans, yes, for a 7th round pick, which is actually kind of crazy when you think about it. But there is some context with that. He's going for a 7th round pick, but he was still in the middle of, I want to say he still had a year left on his deal because he was on a 4-year, $72 million deal that was paying him $18 million per year. So for him to go, they trade the 7th round pick for him. They're basically saying, we're willing to do the $18 million deal. And knowing that it's the Texans, it feels just like the Deontay Johnson trade all over again because DJ was getting, 16? I want to say DJ was getting 16 with, obviously, when we gave him the new deal, when we traded him, Carolina, Baltimore, but when the Texans traded for him, that was essentially same type of low risk, high reward type concept, man. So we will see though with Kirk if they do anything contractually with him, because if we would have, waited till he was going to be released, then we obviously would have had free range to negotiate with him however we would have liked to. But with them going ahead and trading for him, and I want to say it's a 2026 7th round pick as well, not even this year's draft pick. That's the part that I'm just curious to see. Is he still going to want a new deal, or is he cool staying on the deal that he's currently on? I think if you're Christian, you can stick on that 18 mil, because I don't know if you can get 18 mil going back out on that market. All right. But it does suck though, because that was definitely one of the news that I was kind of looking for us to have a little action in, man. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Sometimes we are a little bit too patient, too chill about it, and you might miss out on an opportunity right there. But at the same time, we ain't losing sleep on Christian Kirk either. All right. So shout out to him though, man. But the next one on the list is the most recent releasee, Tyler Lockett. Obviously, man, he was coming off of a 2-year, $29.6 million extension where that was paying him about $14.8 million per year. Super duper affordable, man, when you're talking about Tyler Lockett in comparison to some of these other wide receivers. And in terms of Tyler Lockett's overall production these past couple of years, just to read them off, man, last year was a down year, 600 yards where he was at, 17 games, 14 starts. He only had 2 touchdowns. The year prior to that, though, 894 with 5 touchdowns. And then from there, he had a 4-year span of 1,000 yards plus. And he had, 2022's 1,000 yards, 9 touchdowns. Year before that, 1,100 yards, 8 touchdowns. Year before that, 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns. Year before that, 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns. Year before that, 965 yards, 10 touchdowns. So you can see, yes, he is on the decline on the back end of it. Obviously, 10-year career, man, just turned, he'll be 33 in September. But what I think of Tyler Lockett, I'm not looking for Lockett to be my alpha. I don't need him to be alpha. He wasn't alpha out there in Seattle either. What I need, though, is you to come in here and be a high-end number 3. That's what I look at Tyler Lockett like. Because to me, man, that's my vertical down the grass guy. I'm still going to be able to draft whatever I want because I don't have to break the bank in terms of paying this dude a contract, nor do I need to give up an asset from a draft standpoint trading for him. But I'm getting a dude that's a proven competitor, a dude that's proven production. Also a small body type that guys like Calvin Austin and Roman Wilson can learn from. Yeah, he can also push those type of dudes as well, man. So that's the thing that I do think of when I think of Tyler Lockett, man. Because to me, man, I get it, man. A lot of people, they just feel like, man, go younger. It always works out. Younger doesn't always work out. Younger, cheaper doesn't mean better and more productive. It doesn't. And I do think at times, man, when it's the off season and we talking about how to build the roster, we at times can fall into the trap of cheaper, younger. But then when we looking at the growing pains or the lack of smoothness because of the low premium that we spent on them dudes, then we start back complaining. And that's my only thing. I'm like, man, I would much rather go with stuff that has produced, go with stuff that has shown that it can do this with a mix of some young talent in there. But to me, that's just kind of how I look at it. Now, Tyler Lockett isn't the first one on my list, but when you're talking about the price point as well, that's the other part where I'm like, yeah, which are the other receivers that are proven 1,000-yard dudes that have already been able to show that, yeah, even on my decline, I'm still giving you 500 to 600 yards. We start looking at our receiver room and start telling me who the guys was giving us 500 to 600 yards. And you like, hey, we ain't got them dudes. You catch what I'm saying now? So that's the big reason why for me, a guy like Tyler Lockett, yeah, I'm not tripping on that because I got a GP. And I'm still going to be planning to draft something else as well. But he's definitely a guy to me that I would be considering. And then the last name, and this is the name that I think price-wise makes the most sense if we're going the route of I want to get just more and more assets without necessarily committing too much money to one player, man. Low risk, high reward type of guy, man. I'm talking about Darius Slay, wide receiver with the Giants. He's coming off of a 2-year, $12 million deal. Was getting him $6 million a year. Now, in terms of Darius Slay, man, let me pull up his official numbers. because obviously we know he came in 2019, but he's been dealing with injuries. That's been the knock on him, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's only gave us 17 games once, but he hovers around that 700, 500 yard receiver range, right? 573 this past season. We know New York these past couple years been kind of crazy, but he gave you 573 this past year. Year before that, 770. Year before that, 720. 2 touchdowns this past year, 4 touchdowns year before that, 2 touchdowns. The most touchdowns he had was his rookie year when he had 8 receiving touchdowns. Outside of that, it's been about 4 to 2 touchdowns. And we know that he's been a dude that, has been weathering the quarterback that the Giants employ at certain times. He's just like, whoo, yeah, that ain't the one you want. Whoo, that ain't the one you want. But you do certain things with Darius, man, that makes him intriguing, man. I do like his frame, 6'1", 198, and we know he can run routes, man. We know he can get open, and I just think that, man, he's going to be a super affordable option. So if you're trying to talk about building up the wide receiver room, if you're looking for different avenues, heck, just spitballing, what does a GP, Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and Darius Slayton room do in a draft pick? You see what I mean? Like, now I'm over here like, okay, that's a lot more competitive. I think that's a lot more production. I think that's a lot more intriguing for whatever quarterback we put out there. You catch what I'm saying? Hey, what if it's GP, Chris Godwin, and Darius Slay? You see what I mean? Now I'm putting those guys in there along with Calvin Austin, Roman Wilson. Yeah, I feel a lot better about that wide receiver room in comparison to last season. Yeah. And, that's the one part to me that I still don't back off of, man, because that was my message even in training camp last year. Like, yo, we need to add talent to that wide receiver room. We need to make it more competitive, more productive, man. And these are the type of dudes that I feel like could help us out with that, man. So, like I said, man, definitely some nice options in here. So I do like that. But yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now with those dudes, man. But y'all gotta let me know, man, how y'all feeling about these receivers, man? Who are those guys that I just kind of named and talked about that kind of stand out to y'all one way or the other, right? Between the Devontae Adams of the world, the Tyler Lockett, Chris Godwin, Darius Slayton, Amari Cooper, of those free agent options, man, any of those stand out to you more than another? And the other option of the DK Metcalf, would you want to do that trade? No, he's going to take a first and a third, and you got to give him a new deal. But let me know in the comment section, man. Let me know in the comment section, baby. All right. And don't forget to hit that like button either. Gene Ashley says, I want Amon-Ra St. Brown. Send Minka over there for him. Yeah, we could send Minka. I don't think that's going to get us Amon-Ra St. Brown back, though. That's my only thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we're going to value Minka a little bit higher than they're going to value him. And they're going to value Amon-Ra St. Brown a lot higher. So, yeah, that's the only thing with that. David Decker says he likes DK or Tyler or DK and Tyler Lockett. Excuse me on that one, man. I ain't tripping on that. Brent Fox is digging Amari Cooper right here. Okay. All right. Stan Claire says, I'll take DK, no problem. Now, when we're saying we'll take DK, are we saying that with the first and the third and the contract? Because I just want to make sure that we know that's what it costs to get DK Metcalf. Different than the other guys who are just going to be free agents who we could just negotiate their price with. DK, you're giving up a first and a third before you even get to the price point of that extension, all right? Let's see. Brandon Clark says DK is proven and best of all the free agents. This is very true. I mean, shoot, it kind of gives me that vibe of like, yo, do you want to go and get the Bentley, or do we want to talk about the Chrysler 300 because it looks like the Bentley, and at times it can feel like a Bentley, but it really ain't a Bentley. But I mean, it costs way better, and I'm sure it's better on gas. So that makes it way cooler, right? Except it isn't the Bentley. So that's my question to you guys. Like, do we want the imitation of it, or do we want to go get it? Now, Bentley costs a lot, but it's the Bentley. DK Metcalf costs a lot, but it's also DK Metcalf. So just know what you're going to get if you're going to get him. You ain't talking about, oh, I think I got one. No, you got DK Metcalf if you got him. but it costs money to go get that one. All right, so let me know. Shout out to X Concepts too. He doing the good work. He says, yo, help Moats get to 50K. He deserves it. Nah, man, shout out to y'all, man. Hey, look, man, one subscriber at a time, one show at a time. It'll get there. Trust me, it'll get there, man. We're going through a transition, and not everybody is as steady Eddie when transition happens. Some people rock with it. And with that, man, you just got to rock with them. And for the ones that stick and the new ones that roll, you rock with them. And the ones that holler in peace, you be like, hey, best salute to y'all guys, man. Wish you nothing but the best. But you already know what it is. So hit them subscribes and don't forget to hit that like button as well. Rod Dolly, you out of pocket, bro. Rod Dolly said, look, like them terrorists hit the NFL too. Yeah, they hitting us YouTubers, man. All right. They jacking up the subscribers. All right. It's a lot going on right now. Okay. It's a lot going on. Shout out to DC53 though. He said, we in here, gang. Shout out. Yeah, I was laughing to myself. I was like, man, you start reading into these numbers too bad right now, man. How you tripping? I was like, yo, this the off season. People be hibernating this time of year anyway. Steelers ain't win. They be, I'm sad. The sky is falling up until the draft, and everybody's like, all right, we're gonna win it all again. So you just gotta just say, keep it rolling, and then we holler. How we get that influx of new people every August. Y'all know we be looking at the show that first September. We be like, it's the optimism crowd. Shout out to y'all. All right. And then we just kind of see how ride. So you know how it is, man. But that's the funny part with it, man. So you just got to rock and roll, man. But that's a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff as well. All right. But yeah, let me see. Manny Fresh says, give them GP and a 5th for DK Metcalf. Ooh, I don't know how I feel about that. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want to give up GP to go get DK. I prefer to keep them both. That's what I prefer. But yeah, to go with one or the other. Cause see, even with that though, I don't hate it because I'm still gonna be able to draft me my version of GP in the first round, right? Because you only said to give up a 5th round pick and GP. So now I still got to give him the contract. Yes. But I still have the ability to go draft a wide receiver in the first round. I obviously reset the clock on that wide receiver because we know GP, they're talking about extensions with him now. But more importantly, we know within the year, you're going to have to do business with him in some shape or form. So that would give you flexibility to still go back in the draft and tap into that at pick 21 or in the second round if you wanted to go get you a wide receiver to replace GP's production. But you would feel great about your overall number 1 receiver being DK Metcalf just because he's a lot more proven to this stage. And that's something we talked about even during the season when the Steelers, and DK Metcalf had popped around that trade deadline. We were saying that, man, DK is more proven. His highs at this level are just higher than what GP has shown us to this stage. Not saying that GP won't continue to develop into that, but right now, that just isn't the case. So I can see why you could go that route, and I don't fault it. It's just not my first option. All right. But I do like what you're on. I definitely like what you're on. All right. Let's see. Dang, I'm _ Toxic Cookies. Shout out to, I like your name, Toxic Cookies. Me and my wife had like a little fake argument. I told her, I was like, yo, I just want to be toxic for a second. I know you had a little toxic. I just want to be toxic. That's it. Just for a second. Shout out to Toxic Cookies, man. I just want to feel you alive a little bit. Why you wearing that? Why I'm wearing this? I don't know. I don't like my shirt. I don't like your shirt either then. All right. We all messed up then. All right. Love you too, boo. So shout out to the Toxic Cookies, baby. Shout out to Toxic Cookies. And don't be toxic out there unless you're doing it, for a reason. Don't be doing that. All right. Keep the love real. All right. But Toxic Cookie says, yes, get rid of DK. Dang, man. Or not DK. Get rid of GP. Excuse me on that one. Man. All right. And Rashawn Jones also says, keeping GP? Nope. Dang. G Nash said, it's just time. It's time to move on from him. Dang. All right. I did not know that. Okay. So shout out, man. Respect on that. So yeah, if we're pairing GP with a draft pick for DK, I think that's a totally different conversation. Yeah. Just starting that convo with GP in a 5th. GP in a 6th. What's up? Because GP ain't that far off. And I still got to pay this man 30 plus. Yeah. So that's how that talk goes. But I prefer to keep GP though. All right. That's my final answer. I prefer to keep the man. All right. So with that being the case though, man, shout out to y'all, man. That was a little fun update on these free agent wide receivers, man. Hit the like button. Don't forget to subscribe either if you're new to the channel. You know, in a few, man, we will be joined by the homie TG, Terence Garvin. So let's get it. And no, Rod Dollar, get rid of GP already. You see what I'm saying? Like, how they already on that? I'm like, bro, he just started to be about to hit it. And then we're going to get this quarterback situation figured out, and then we really going to be nice. I mean, speaking of the quarterback situation, they did say, Shefty said that, you know, Steelers want to get this figured out this week, right? And that was like a day or two ago. So we will see how that plays out, man. Last report that we had was that Fields was the priority to get a deal done with, but we will see, because we obviously know Fields had other suitors out there, man, other interests that he was mutual about with the Jets. And then obviously we know the reports about Russ, how they've been back and forth. Russ is not a part of it. Russ is a part of it. Russ isn't a part of it. Russ is a part of it. Russ has outside interest. Russ has interest, and all the other things in between. But the only two official people that we've heard from the organization speak were Mr. Rooney and Omar Khan, and both of those dudes have not given us any indication one way or the other which one of these dudes is the priority, which one of these dudes they are signing, because they simply said that both of those dudes are guys they want to get deals done with, and both of those dudes, you know, are still very much in play right now, man. So we will see how that continues to play out, man. But on another note, man, speaking of just, you know, some of them Shefty news and all the new updates is going on right now, going back to Cleveland, man, they are really in a bad way right now. I told y'all, you know, with the whole Sam Hubbard situation, Trey Hendrickson seeking a trade as well. They letting him talk to people. I'm like, this what happens, man, when you got too much money at quarterback at one wide receiver spot and you about to pay another wide receiver. It's getting bad over there. It's getting weird. I tell you, man, hey, Mike Hilton, man, you already know where you belong, man. Come back to the black and gold, man. I'm throwing it out there today. I'm going to keep throwing it out there. Mike Hilton, if you're ready to come back home, baby. You know what we on, man. All right. Oh, we got some supers in here. Oh, and shout out to Mike Hood, man. Mike Hood being a rock star at life. Paying it forward, dropping 5 upper room memberships, man. So shout out to you, Mike Hood, man. You know I appreciate you from the heart, supporting the channel the way that you do. Shout out to Columbus as well, because I know that's where you rocking out at. But and also to those 5 individuals that you gifted upper room memberships to, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. ACDC 53, I'm with you. Mike Hilton might get Minka being Minka again. Yes. Because Mike Hilton, you know he a dog with a capital D-double-O-G. Come on, man. Mike off of that puppy child. He back with that big back, then played in big time games, that been in a confetti game as well. Come on, man. The way Mike then grown and developed, man, throughout his career, man. I'm so proud of that dude, man. Like, seeing these guys, man, come into the league, man. And when they have that little bit of adversity early on, man, whether you go undrafted, whether you get released, like for him, undrafted, released from New England, we come and, you know, pick him up. And it's like, man, figure it out. Get on the moving train. We got a draft pick in here by the name of Cam Sutton. He's great at coverage. You're great at blitzing and hitting people. Make it work. Figure it out. And, you know, he continues to evolve. And you look at the career he's put together out in Cincinnati, man, the contract and everything, etc. He's definitely one of those guys to me that I'm interested, in bringing him back. If, you know, the time calls for it and, you know, everything could get worked out the right way. Yeah, I'm definitely a Mike Hilton guy, man. I'm all for pedigree. I'm all for guys that have played on big stages and make plays in some of those games, man. And he's homegrown. That's the other part. We know Mike knows us, and it helps, you know, in the division, because you're taking a starter away from a team that's had him start for the past couple of years, and now we're bringing them back to the function and ultimately making them have to figure out some other ways to figure out their defense, which we know at times has been atrocious. But that's kind of how I look at it, man. If I was going to bring, you know, him back, man. But shout out to Cincinnati and all the nonsense they got going on over there. I hope it continues to be terrible for them. All right. All righty. Got a couple minutes too before we hit up the homie TG. Ooh, CeeLo don't be liking age. Hilton's old. I didn't know old meant you couldn't play no more. Why? When is that how that works, man? You get to a certain age, you just can't play no more. I just say no, man. Dang. I mean, I get it, you know. You might not be too, you know, fond of him leaving and free agency and stuff like that, but it's like, dang, Mike can't play no more. All right, I ain't know. That's all. But shout out, man. I mean, last year still productive player. Yeah, still pretty productive, man. Oh, had 5 PBUs, had a pick in this thing, 16 games, 73 tackles, 12 for a loss, little QB hit. Year before that, 2 of them picks, 84 tackles, 12 for a loss, 2 QB hits. Man, sheesh, year before that, yeah, 4 picks. Dog, all right, 60 tackles, 4 for a loss, 4 QB. I'm just that bad. I get it. I do get it though, man. I get it, man. He's about to be 31 years old. Turns 31. That would be the 9th. So that's Sunday, I think it is. So I get it, man. I get it. But to me, I just, I think that he's a player that can still help us, man. I think he's a player that definitely has juice still in the tank. And I think he's still hungry. And that's the other part that I like about him, man. So like I said, man, for me, that's the one that I would like to return because it would also be at the right price too, man. Mike Hilton ain't breaking the bank at this stage. So when you're talking about bringing a guy in, that number one, the impact of him coming in, it pushes Beanie Bishop. It lets Beanie Bishop know, number one, you had a great first year in this league, but nothing is ever given. Nothing is handed out. And you have to work and prove it each and every year. You have to prove that, man, I belong on this roster next year. And to me, I think that Mike Hilton, that veteran savviness, along with the continued production, both regular season and postseason, I think it's a little bit more intriguing. Obviously, we went the route with Cam Sutton. We know that was just weird because of the suspension and just the nature of everything surrounding him. Mike Hilton would be a different conversation, though. To me, I'm very much intrigued by that. And at 31 years old, I'm not trying to have him for the next 5 years. I'm talking about 2 years tops, 2 to 3 years tops. You know what I mean? Like, that's where we're at with this thing. But I think that helps our defense out a lot more. I think it gives you more versatility, more body types to put in that slot, and just another one of those proven commodities, man. So, yeah, I don't get skittish because of the age, man. I look at the production. I look at what I'm seeing on tape. And to me, Mike can still play. If we want him to be an exclusive cover guy, you're asking him to do the wrong thing, and you're going to be feeling let down. No different if you ask Cam Sutton to be a box linebacker and say, man, make 80-plus tackles like we see Mike Hilton do at that nickel slot, which is very similar to a box linebacker. You just got to know what you're looking for and what you're trying to get accomplished out of it. But to me, man, yeah, Mike Hilton can give me a lot of that. So that's why, yeah, I'm pro Mike Hilton over here, man. All right. But shout out, man. I do like that. And the homie said he needs a couple of minutes. All right. Shout out to the homie, though. Shout out to the homie TG. Shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to all y'all being in here today, too, on this here Friday Junior. Like I said, man, big time respect to y'all, man. Y'all could be anywhere watching anybody, but the fact that y'all rocking out with the boy today and during these transitional times, oh, man, y'all in here, though, man. So salute to y'all, man. So let's keep it going. Make sure I have hit that. All right. Yeah, man, I wasn't even expecting the Mike Hilton topic today, but shout out to Mike Hilton popping up today. All righty. Lifted one says Mike Hilton does not like Pittsburgh. Now, that could be a different conversation, all right? That could be a little bit different conversation. But Mike like winning, all right? And Mike know he wins a lot when he was with Coach T. You know he wins a lot in the AFC North too, all right? So we'll see. We'll see how the thing plays out though, man. But you already know the almighty dollar makes everybody change as it pertains to football players, all right? That has shown that, hey, I don't care how much of a rivalry you think this person is, you ain't no rival with them when they paying you X amount of M's per year. You be like, hey, bro, I hate y'all next year, all right? I hate y'all when the contract's up. For right now, I'm going to take this life-changing money. I'm going to take these M's and go about my business, all right? So, shout out. All right, next up we got Richard Arbizo. He says, where does Roman fit in? I see him similar to Calvin Austin, but 19 just had a leap. With GP, Calvin Austin, and a must-get wide receiver, whether it be wide receiver 1B or a wide receiver 2, along with maybe a tall, fast, deep threat. To me, I think the tall, fast, deep threat is your wide receiver 1B or your wide receiver 2. So I think that we can kind of talk about it as if those are two separate entities, or we can kind of look at it how I'm looking at it and I'm saying that's my DK Metcalf. That's my Tetarua McMillan. That's my Emeka Ibuka. That's my Matthew Golden, right? That's how I look at that big, tall, down the grass wide receiver 1B or high end 2. That's kind of how I see that. So to me, Roman Wilson will fit in very similar to just that role of fourth receiver. You compete for that spot because we're still going to bring something in. I think we might mess around and draft 2 wide receivers just based off of it, depending on how we handle free agency with the wide receiver market. If we're not major players there getting something out of that, we will draft 2 of these wide receivers very easily because you have to add to that room, let alone the fact that Van Jefferson was your second, third, option in that room, and he's hitting the market. So you're going to have to upgrade that. So to me, those are some of the guys that, that I look at to offset that. But I think Roman Wilson, like I said, as your fourth guy, that's the guy that gets to compete. But he's also the guy that I look at very similar to Calvin Austin last year. Man, Calvin missed his whole first year because of injury, right? Came back that second year, and it was like, all right, you showed some stuff. It looked good. Then it was like, yeah, we drafted. Who? Roman Wilson. It was like, all right. Roman just got hurt. Roman was supposed to be pushing Calvin, though, because it's like, yo, we want to keep this thing going. We're trying to add to that room, and he was supposed to be a guy that we were talking about as maybe your wide receiver 2 type, right? Okay, you got hurt. You missed all of your first year. So now let's see. Now you got the reports about, him picking up the offense. For fans, that's surprising. That's so alarming. And dare I say it's damning. Ooh, he couldn't pick up the offense. Anybody that's played at that level is not surprised by that. I would be more surprised if they lied and said he did pick up the offense, because when was he going to have time? It's more than just sit in a classroom, talk X's and O's. It's more than just watch some film, circle where you would go with the football or where you would run your route. It's more than just, all right, let's do a walkthrough. All right, let me walk to the right spots. Let me show you I can do this. Now you got to actually practice it. It's more than just let me show you I can do it in practice as well. So you see how many different checkpoints he has to get to just to even get a helmet, just to even be talked about in terms of, yo, do we want to put him in a helmet on game day? And we said he was hurt for how long? So we know the biggest parts he wasn't even available to partake in the sense of showing that he could take that information from the classroom to the practice field, and could he take it to the practice field and actually be productive as well and not just running assignments? When did he have the opportunity to do that? He missed all the training camp. When did he have the opportunity to do that? He missed how many games? The whole first 7-8 games. It's easy. Like, bro, you come back for like 2 games and then you hurt again. It's just hard to make the score. We always say it's hard to make the club in the tub, right? Basically we're saying this, man, if you're not available, if you're always injured, you're always in the ice bath, man, you're always, having to get treatment. It's like, dang, dude, when are we ever going to see if you're nice or not? When are we ever going to see if you can process this information, if you can take the information that's being taught to you and put it out there on the field and do it at a high level? For him, that's what the question is right now. So all these different reports, yeah, they don't look the best, but I think when you understand the context of it, you're not surprised by it. Now it's going to be on Roman to see, okay, you know what it is now. How are you going to respond to it is the question. Whatever, might have happened to cause your injuries, right? Whether it was because you're coming off of a national championship, your off-season preparation and training wasn't as good as it should be, so it opened you up to some soft tissue injuries, and now it hurts your first year in the league. Okay. What got you to being a high-end draft pick? What were all the things that helped you become a national champion at Michigan? All right, well, go right back into that bag because, man, NFL football is no different than college football from the mentality standpoint. The same thing that made you a great player at the collegiate level that got you to the top of that is some of the same qualities that are going to help you continue to elevate your game, man. So for him, he just has to get back into that lab, man, stay healthy, man, and be ready to go. The repetition will help him learn the playbook, but the playbook is the playbook. People minimize Arthur Smith. Oh, man, it's Arthur Smith. Anybody can figure that out. No, they cannot. No. If you are on an NFL roster, it is the equivalent of taking high-level calculus, PhD-level work, man. Like, that's where we are right now. This is the top of the top. So schematically, it's not just go ahead and run this route. No, it's you're running this route, or this route based on this, or this. And he needs to know that he sees the same thing. It's a lot of variables, and that's just for one simple route. Not even a play. We're not even talking about motion, change shift, anything like that. So that's the part where, yeah, it does take time for players to learn it. And that's why you have the all season set up the way that it is. OTAs phase 1, classroom. OTAs phase 2, classroom plus a little bit of on the grass. OTA phase 3, you actually practicing. Mini camps, training camps. So you can keep seeing it, keep hearing it, keep seeing it, keep hearing it. and then it hits to the point where now you're doing it at full speed. So that's stuff, like I said, man, for Roman, he's just in the heart of that right now. But I'm interested to see, man, how he responds. What does the redemption arc look like? So we shall see with the homie Roman Wilson, man. But shout out to Roman, though, man. And like I said, man, if y'all digging what we are on today, hit that like button one time for the culture. And don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. And yes, Jay Frill, that you hit him with the welcome to the NFL, baby. Welcome to the NFL. Hey. It's cutthroat, it's fast paced, and you hear all these receivers we're talking about, right? So the flip side is, how long do you wait on receivers that haven't shown you production just yet? You give them 1 year before you go draft another guy? Do you give them 2 years before you go draft another guy? Is it 3 years before you go draft another guy? Because we're all saying the same things. We're looking at these receivers and we're like, well, hey, if that guy's available, would you go get him? Why wouldn't you? Oh, well, we got this guy. What did he do for you? He was hurt. So how long you willing to wait on him? I don't know. It's a cutthroat league. We say NFL, not for long. All right. So with that, Roman has to understand that, yeah, this offseason, urgency is going to be key. Preparation is going to be key. But more importantly, find out whatever it takes for you to be healthy, because you don't want to be Sinquez ghosting. All right. Sinquez obviously was drafted when I was over there in Pittsburgh, but couldn't stay healthy. And even though we thought he was very talented coming out of college, he never got a chance to show it because he was always hurt. And with Roman, you don't want to fall into that category as well, man. So definitely has to be a little bit more, like I said, cognizant of that, man. And just whatever from a training standpoint he's done leading up to this point, man, let's get back into the lab, baby. Get back into the lab. Alrighty. Oh, we got Straight You. Shout out to Straight You. All right. Or Strain to You. He says, should we trade, draft, or sign a wide receiver? Should we trade? Should we draft? Or should we sign a wide receiver? To me, I'm a combination, man. As much as I would love to go trade for a DK Metcalf, I'm so back and forth on the richness of that price tag, though. First and the third, plus me having to sign a new deal. So I don't like that all the way. So for me, I lean, sign, and draft. Kind of gave you some of my thought process based on some of these receivers that are available right now. Guys like, to me, Chris Godwin, Darius Slay, I'm intrigued by. Amari Cooper, I'm intrigued by. Tyler Lockett, I'm intrigued by. I think those are the type of dudes that I can get affordable. I think Chris Godwin is the most expensive of that group, but with the amount of extra salary cap space that we currently have, I have a lot of flexibility to go get one of those dudes. And depending on how I negotiate with him, I might could get two of those dudes, because I'm throwing Darius Slayton in there as, you know, just hey man, it's like, this is my entree, but you my piece of seafood on the side. I need surf and turf. You feel me? So like, you can be that part of it. That's kind of how I'm looking at him, man. All right. But after that, yeah, I definitely want to go draft me a receiver, because I still want to get younger. I still want to add to that younger group of productive players and playmakers. So I still would go that route. But to me, I personally prefer signing one of these or signing two of these dudes and tapping into that draft. I think it's a lot simpler that way, man. But actually, I'll say this, man. If I go Chris Godwin, I'll probably wait until round 2 or 3 to go wide receiver again. Whereas if I'm going Slayton, Cooper, or Lockett, I'm still going to draft me a wide receiver round 1 or round 2. That's just me personally. I know we ain't supposed to draft running backs in the first or the second, but just know there's a running back too that I kind of like. I kind of like him a lot. All right. Just throwing it out there. So that's that though for right now. All right. But with that being the case, man, the homie TG. Oh, actually, man, let me get this. No. Let me see. My man, Justin Gordon, 'cause I did just see your super before we get to TG. He says, Tasivi Nomura out of Fresno State is a guy. All right. Well, hold on. I will most certainly look into him more. About to say, because I will tell you right now, I have not tapped into him enough. So I will most certainly tap into him and get you some context and get you some or commentary on him. Obviously on Monday's show, man, when we get right back in the saddle, man. All right. So yeah, definitely want to do that, man, because otherwise I would just be up here talking, and I don't want to do that. I don't really think that's, the best for the young guys, man. Some of these dudes actually be YouTubing themselves, and I'd have had a couple of these cats actually dudes be hitting you up. You be like, hey, bro, why you say that about me, man? Or, hey, bro, I seen what you said about me. I respect that, man. So yeah, I try to stay in the good light, all right, and not say anything up here that I wouldn't say in a person's face, all right, because we know. We know. All righty. Let's get this thing fired up. Oh, yeah. And y'all already know the drill, too, man. Don't forget to hit the like button one time for the culture. And make sure you subscribe as well if you are new to the channel, man. You know how we do when we talking to the homie TG. So let's call him up. Let's call up the homie. Call him up.
Hello.
What the word is, my brother? How are you doing?
Good.
Let's
Good.
get it.
Good.
Man, it's Thursday, man. Life's good. Can't complain. I'm talking to my dog. So let me go ahead and sit up in the chair real quick. It's time to drop an intro. So, ladies and gents, boys and girls, children of all ages, we are joined right now by that former Pittsburgh Steelers alum. I'm talking about that former West Virginia Mountaineer alum. They said it's almost heaven there as well. I'm talking about a lot of people say it. A lot of people say that, man. But he's also my former locker mate, one half of the locker mates, and the current defensive coordinator. Because he got to coordinate. He got to coordinate. But the current defensive coordinator of the Norfolk State University football team. Behold the green and gold. Behold the green and the gold. You know what time it is, man. So welcome to my dog, my one and only TG, a.k.a. Terrence Garvin.
Nice.
There he is. Hey, man, you know how I go, man. You know bro, y'all, they still clap right now, bro. They still sit down. Y'all gotta sit down, man. Y'all gotta sit down, man. They doing, it's like the Oscars in here, bro. They just stood up the whole time. Like, it's crazy, bro. It's crazy. But that's how you know you him. That's how you know you one of them ones, man. So shout out to you, man. It felt like the Oscars. They just kept slapping, bro. Yeah. They just kept clapping for you, man. You one of the ones.
Cut you off.
You know they will.
I was watching it for a few minutes, not too crazy.
That Joy said the program is over. You like, what? How this work?
This one's over.
Hey, bro. It's like that sometimes, man. It is like that sometimes, man. But TG, we don't got a lot of time, so we gonna hit all we gotta hit right on the front end of this thing, all right? Because the wide receiver market has officially gone crazy, all right? So I'm gonna hit you with the one that we started the day off with. DK Metcalf wants out. Seattle is okay with him wanting out, and Diana Rossini. You know Diana Rossini. She is also on the beat. She's also on the tracks, and she's found out that the asking price is a first and a third round draft pick. And of course, for those that don't know, DK Metcalf is on a 3-year, $72 million extension that pays him $24 million per year, and he's going to want a new deal. And we know them flirting with 30 type numbers. So yeah. Talk to me, big fella. How you feeling about DK Metcalf, man?
I got to give a lot.
We talked about this about 2 weeks ago before we knew asking price and numbers. We were just like, trade for DK, get him a new deal. Now we know what it costs. How you feeling?
Boy, man. That's expensive.
Your whole toe to chase, God.
Yeah. That's definitely expensive, Not bad though. I mean, it's DK, so you're getting a game changer, you're getting a program changer. You're getting somebody who can really help the team. Whoever buys that, you're getting somebody who really help the team. But I mean, that's putting a lot into it.
TG, I was thinking to myself, I started breaking the numbers down. I'm like, okay, how much of a force multiplier is DK Metcalf?
Mm-hmm.
We're taking DK over a first round draft pick right now. We would all agree upon that. Okay, cool.
Yeah,
we would take DK over a third round draft pick. Okay, cool.
For sure.
We would even take DK over a first and a third round draft pick combined. I think we're all on the same page with that. But now we're talking about not just those two players. Now we're saying in addition, 30 plus million.
That's it.
TJ Watt was just getting dang near 30 plus million. Devontae Adams is a $28 million receiver. But if we broke it down to just the $10 million guys, that's the other part. We like, bro, there's a lot of personnel that this one player is having to account for now. And yeah, I don't know if DK is worth 5 players, bro. 4-5 players. I'm like, that's a lot of players between them 2 draft picks plus $30 million. About 5 players, bro. Shit.
But I think DK's one of them. Like, I think DK's got that value, like somebody come in there and change your game. Somebody come in there. Like, example, you pair a DK and a GP out there, that's scary.
It's scary.
That's scary. That's
scary.
Speed, athleticism,
attitude.
That's worth the first and the third and possibly the 30 million.
Yeah.
But you just gonna have to pay your guy in a second. So that's where it gets
and that's within a year.
Yeah.
I mean, unless they do the deal this offseason too, which they already been talking about.
Now you got 65 million in the receiver room. That's crazy.
Now you the Bengals. You the Bengals, bro.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, you the Bengals. Yep.
Yeah, you can't. And we've seen that. You got to win now with that. You ain't got a lot of time to play with that.
And I got to hit on a young, quick, no-cost quarterback either under that model, correct? Because I still got TJ. I still got Cam. I still got Mink. I got a lot of money on the books, bro. I can't pay no quarterback now.
Yeah, that gets weird. You might not can't come to Pittsburgh.
Now,
but I love him. So,
I mean, listen. He's very enticing. All right, and he's one of the rare receivers that you're even having the conversation about when you're saying a first and a third plus $30+ million. It ain't a lot of them dudes that you even having convos about, but DK he's worth that convo. I did want to ask this though, because one of the viewers of the show had proposed this. They said, well, what about you trade GP and the draft pick for DK, and now you're not looking at it being a first and a third. Maybe it's DK and a fifth. I mean, maybe it's GP and a fifth that you're sending over to Seattle for DK, but you still got to pay him the contract, but that still gives you your first or second round pick to at least try to find GP's replacement. How does that make you feel?
That's not bad. I don't think you're just super in replace GP mode, though. Like,
I'm with you, bro.
Yeah, I think it's, tolerate till you can replace, but I think you're definitely still in tolerate mode. Like, it's
GP, he nice. You know who GP is. But I think in this approach is to lower the cost for DK. And we would all agree at this stage, GP isn't as proven or as productive as DK just yet. And we've seen DK, regardless of quarterback, whether it was Russ, Geno, and anybody in between, his production has stayed constant. So that's the part where I get why the ask is so high, but now we're just trying to think, Tank, how could you lower that number without compromising us too much?
I don't know how you lower that number.
It's DK. It's proven.
Yeah, I think his number's the number.
When it's proven, it's proven, bro.
You got to try to get him on family discount. So then you might have to do something. I just don't know how you get that number.
So you was about to say something. I seen the picture you dropped the other day. I seen the picture drop. I seen the picture. I seen the couple's picture. They was in the suits. They was in suits together. They ladies was in dresses together. I said, okay, I can see the vision. I see what y'all trying to cook up real quick. If we got to do it that way, I don't hate it. And maybe that makes Russ take less too. That makes Russ take less if he knows he's getting his guy.
You get your guy back.
Come on, you want your guy? You can stay in the black and gold. You get your guy, and I'll draft you a receiver. What's up? I'll even go get you another one. But I need you to take crumbs again. Like, that's what we on right now.
I might even go take Lockett.
That's what I'm saying. I ain't tripping on Lockett. You know he's available. He was getting 14.8 the past 2 years. He was on a 2-year $29 million deal, man. So that's for certain in range. We even brought up Darius Slay as well. We're going to talk about some of those guys in a little bit, but, you know, that was kind of what I'm trying to see. Like, yeah, I saw that picture drop. I was like, y'all look real happy together. Y'all look like, yo, this is my guy. Like, back and forth. So that could help.
I'm with you.
I like it. But yeah, I knew you, but you don't miss nothing. I knew you would have seen that picture. I knew my dog see the picture. Say, hey, bro.
Or you go find Gino.
Gino's available. Gino's available. You seen that?
Nice.
Gino's available. You seen that now? We flirted with the concept. We talked about it. That's up now. But they was talking about Vegas again, obviously, because Pete Carroll. But you know how I feel about Gino. I'm like, yep. If it's available, can I get that one? What does that cost?
Wait, it's available? They said it's available?
It was back, man. I was like, just the other day I was looking at this thing, man, because it was right after the DK joint. Because when DK requested the trade after Lockett got released, and yeah, I want to say that's where I saw what the thing with Gino, man. But they were saying it was Vegas that he was obviously they were talking about as being one of the front runners for him to be shipped to. Yeah, gotta find that thing, man. But yeah, when I seen that, I'm like, all right, y'all keep playing. I keep playing with them boys over there, man. I'm calling Gino. If he's available, I'm calling Gino. I done started following him on IG. All right, TG. I'm doing the Lord's work for the black and gold. I'll be over here every day like, all right, come on, Gino. You post your workout pics every day. You in the work, you in the lab every day, Gino. I like what you're doing, Gino. You need to come to the black and gold, Gino. I'll be starting to moving, bro. And I know that's your man's, but you need to let him know too, man. Stop playing. No, that's your man's.
Gino look good back close to the crib.
Come on, bro. Come on, man. So that's all I'm saying. I'm like, hey, bro, if that's what it takes to get the guy to come here, man. But we've been seeing, man, the guys out recruiting dudes, man. It was now, granted, it didn't work because Christian Kirk ultimately got traded, but we had some black and gold guys even trying to recruit him, you know? So, yeah, whatever it takes, man. Whatever it takes. All right. But let's talk some of these other free agent wide receivers, and man, just your overall thought process on how you feel about them. Amari Cooper. We know, like I said, man, he is going to be available. He just finished up that deal that he signed in Dallas, the 5-year, $100 million deal. So he was getting $20 million per. How you feel about Amari Cooper, man? Any one way or the other as we're getting closer and closer now to free agency starting up, man? Is he a receiver that you would consider, you know, coming into that black and gold? And if so, at what number as well?
I like Amari. I think he's a weapon. I think he's a weapon, you know. He can't give him crazy number. He shouldn't come ask for a crazy number. I think a decent number can make sense.
Because he was coming off of $20 million per year. He was off of $20 million per year.
You can't get that.
That's what I'm saying. I think we could get him a little bit less than 20, right?
We got to bump it down to like 14.
Yeah.
Can he take 14?
I think you get him at 14 and 16.
We might make something happen with 14
yeah.
16. Because he's still Amari.
That's what I'm
saying.
saying.
Still number one. He could have that same type impact like my man had in Cleveland, revive his situation, get hot, and he's a game changer.
And he still ended up right around that 1,000-yard mark, even with the multiple stops this year, which once again is just a true testament to his overall production, right? When you talk Amari Cooper, he still was playing at a high level, man.
He one of the people. He gonna do that.
Yeah,
you know.
But I say good player, man. He just kept getting hurt, man. That's his thing, man. When he's healthy, the production is there, but when you're hurt, and that's the other part. But he did have surgery on his wrist as soon as the season ended, and that was part of what also contributed to him not having a traditional Mark Cooper year. But you can still see where, he still knows how to run route, still knows how to create separation, still knows how to get production as well, man. All right. So for the right price, you're open to Amari Cooper is what it sounds like, correct?
For the price is right.
All right. I like
price
it.
Got to be right.
Price got to be right. Respect on that. All right, next.
I think it's a little bit that everybody, though.
Well, I was going to say, man, because I think there are certain ones that we bring up names to. And the reason why I always ask you individually is because, some of these names,
you know what?
The fans will say, no, I don't want that guy. But you might see it differently. You know what I mean?
Go ahead.
Yeah.
If it's a weapon, you buy it. If it's a weapon. If it's the right weapon, you buy it. Because there's money in there. It's not like
you see what I mean?
Money.
Yeah. I'm like, we got plenty of cash. And if we're not about to pay a quarterback 30, 40, 50 million, we got options. We
load up on weapons and get somebody.
All right. You catch what I'm saying? So like a Chris Godwin type, that's the next one, right? He was on a 3 for $60. That was $20 million per year. We know he's coming off of injury though, but it's like, yo, you don't think that don't sound like a good one to bring in?
Yeah.
How you feel?
Not bad.
You see what I mean? Like, and
Yeah.
he's probably the next most expensive behind Devontae Adams in terms of just the free market right now, right?
Yeah. Because, I mean, Devontae's not going to be expensive at all, you know? And you get what you pay for in a sense.
Yeah.
Devontae's going to be expensive, but Devontae's still a weapon.
Mm-hmm.
He looked good at the end of the year. You know, I think with a Coach T, it's mature. And there with maturity, it don't act, I don't want to say, you know, because the receiver has been a kind of a cocky position, I guess you could call it.
Yeah.
Not
Not prima donna, but you got, it's been a little.
I think he gives you a different flavor in there. I think he comes and he's a ultimate pro.
Yeah.
He does his job. I think he'd be a really good Steeler. I think his price tag, everything about him would be, I think that'd be a good pickup.
My
be
man
somebody
said,
to work with.
He said, "Yo, get back to the boss vibes in there, man. Get back to the suit and tie vibe, man." Devontae, he's professional.
That'd be the Heinz Ward you're looking for.
Sure. I see what you mean.
Not so much physical, but you know, what do you need me to be at? I'll be there. Yeah. Like smiling. You can. That's the face of your receiver room in a sense. Like good.
Hey, look, see, and the way you bring him up is kind of how I was thinking of with Amari Cooper as well. I'm like, yo, that's just a good guy. You know, he's the good locker room. You know, he's going to be the straight professional, how to practice, how to show up on game days, suited and booted, like across the board. You know what I mean? So it's like,
I think GP's rock star ability makes you bring in a good guy to pair with
balance him. I need the Chris Carter to your Randy Moss, man.
Yeah.
Come on, man. I can dig it, bro.
With that.
I can dig that. Yeah.
I'm gonna match you with that.
Yeah.
You know, and you can argue E. Sanders, but I think the original E. Sanders AB was that E. Sanders talk show, radio, clean, like what you need me to do, I'll do it.
Yeah.
And you know, AB was AB. Even since AB to Juju.
I mean, yeah.
You know?
This is true.
Good, you know. And it's like I love AB. I love him. But it just, keep it calm.
Yeah.
Don't want to get it too crazy in there.
We need some balance in there. I can see what you mean. I
can't turn the baby kids in there. It can't get too crazy.
Hey, and in that room, you know it can get like that too.
It can get crazy.
It can get crazy with the receivers, bro. Yes.
Oh, you get here at 10:20. I'm gonna get here at 10:20 also.
Oh,
man.
yeah,
I know it started at 10, but
hey, I'm with you. You would start. I'm gonna start what you said.
I catch the ball too at a high level. So,
like, oh man.
It can get crazy.
No, that's real life right there, man. That is real life. All right, but yeah, man, Devontae definitely is one of them dudes, though, man. Definitely one of those dudes, though. So, all right, I like it, man. I like it. Shoot, look, I was supposed to ask you about Christian Kirk, but then they messed around and traded him, man.
They traded that.
Dude, sitting there for a 7. Yeah.
Try to get something back for him. I'm not mad at that. Give me something.
Yeah. I mean, if you're the Texans, you figure you were going to have to pay him around that range anyways.
Yeah, that's easy. That's an easy trade. You can have that.
Hey, look, I thought I would have got him cheaper on the market, though.
But a 7's not bad.
But did you?
A 7's a great win.
Do you think we had to give him 18 for that, though? I don't think you would have had to pay Christian Kirk $18 million if he was released on the open market. That's my only thing. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm like, why am I paying him 18 when I could go get one of these others if I wanted to do that?
Yeah, I wouldn't give him 18.
Yeah, that was my only thing. I was like, I
want to pick that up.
I was like, I get why you want to get him before the market gets him, but the market wasn't going to pay him $18 million. Now you're stuck with that, man. Yeah.
Waited a couple of hours and got him for 12.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah.
But you might not have got him there. You'd have been in the bidding war.
True, but if you're willing to pay 18, you was going to outbid everybody anyways. You could have wanted the 15, you was going to win. I
agree.
You could have saved yourself a little money, man. But shout out to the Texans, man. Shout out to the Texans. All right. All right. And then the last name though that I did want to ask you about specifically, over in New York, man. Darius Slay. Like I said, man, super cheap in terms of option wise for him. 2 years, 12 mils. What he's coming off of, averaging 6 per year. But what's your thoughts on him, man? Is he a guy that you're interested in, or would you look at him to pair with somebody else as well?
Who? Say it again.
Darius Slay.
Darius Slay, big play Slay.
No, not Darius Slay. Not. I wish we was talking about the corner. Slayton. Darius Slayton.
Deep,
yeah. Slayton. Yeah, with the Giants. Yeah. That one. And look, the other one. The other one. You know the other one. Yeah.
Big play Slay. I love it.
Hey, look, of course. Hey, he's available though. I know you saw that.
Mm-hmm.
And he said he got a relationship with Coach T. That's the guy he want to play for. If he say, I'm just throwing it out there, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? We can talk about that though too, though. I'm just saying though.
Okay.
I'm just saying.
I'm not mad at Slay, and that speed. That's similar to what you brought in last year from the Jets. You know,
Mike Williams. Okay.
Michael Williams. Similar to
Yeah.
that. Like not too shifty, kind of straight line. That's a good player though. His speed. That's a good sneaky one. It's not expensive.
Oh, super
you don't
cheap.
pay super a lot
super
for
cheap.
it. Yeah, you get that for cheap. I think you get that and something. You see what I mean? If you do that, then you're building a committee.
Okay. Cause see, I'm saying to myself, I'm going Darius Slay, man. I'm still trying to bring in a Lockett type and a draft pick. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. And now I'm saying GP, Lockett, Slayton, draft pick. Let's cook. Let's make it work, man.
Let's work on you.
Yeah.
You still got boy you brought in last year from Michigan.
Yeah, Roman Wilson.
You know, Roman Wilson.
Still got Calvin Austin. Yeah,
it's still some weapons. I think Calvin Austin and Lockett are very, very, very similar. So
I would agree.
That might not be what you bring in because you love your Calvin. That's yours. That's your Lockett. So you might not go get Lockett. You might look for more guys like you said, a Slayton, and I think you go get another like a big slot.
Yeah,
you know.
I mean, you could play Cooper. You could play Amari Cooper in there. You could, but to say
big slot.
You know who big slots are. Old wide receiver ones that a little bit aging out there. So you bump them inside. That's it. Hey, look, the big wide receiver slot is the old corner that moves the safety. That's all that is, man. That's all that. If you know, you know, man. If you know, you know, man.
Like you used to.
Yep.
You know.
Shout out to the boys, man. Shout out to the boys. All right, all righty. So, I guess you know what. Let's talk some of this. You brought up Darius Slay. I do want to ask you about Darius Slay. How you feel about Darius Slay at this stage?
Play.
How you feel about big play Super Bowl champ, 2-time now? Put respect on his name, if I remember correctly. How we feeling about Slay?
I like big play Slay, man. That's a guy I like.
You know,
like
that. What you like about that, man? Tell me what you like. Tell me what you like about Slay, man.
He competes. He
definitely
He's a pro.
do that.
He's mature.
And I said 2-time Super Bowl champ. I bet 1 time he was not on that the first group. Only B Graham was. My apologies on that. My apologies, big play.
He compete. He mature. He compete. He play man. You get a man out of that. You feel comfortable with that. He stayed relatively healthy. He'll get nicked up.
He played 14 games, 14 starts, all playoff run. Year before that, 12. Yeah, year before that, 12 games, 12 starts. But other than that, 17 starts, 16 starts, 15, 14. Yeah.
He'll get nicked up, but that's a good player, man. You go get that. You know how to win. It's mature. I like that a lot.
And I was going to say, doesn't miss any playoffs, though. All 4 games, all 4 starts. Every time he's been in the postseason, he doesn't miss. He's been playing and starting. Just throwing that out there as well, man.
And then Coach T would click. That'd be nice. That's your Joe Hayden.
Now that's you are picking up what I am putting down. Now you are picking up exactly what I am putting down. Yeah.
That's your Joe Hayden. To the T.
Come on, man.
Everything about it.
Come on, man. High pedigree guy on top of that. What we talk about, man? Come on, man.
Just high as that. I could see that one coming.
Come on, man.
Just come on across the river.
Hey, look, you ain't got to go far at all, baby. You ain't got to go far at all, man. No. So, yeah, man. I do like that a lot, though, man. When you're talking about just proven player, along with coming off of a championship, along with the price point should be better for us at that stage as well. Let's see, man. He was getting 14. He was finished up a 3-year, $42 million deal. So he was getting 14 a year, which is essentially what we're paying Dante Jackson, maybe a little bit less than Dante Jackson. I think Dante was getting 16 a year. So you're bringing in, obviously do this on the back end career wise in terms of just how he's aging. He's just turned 34 in January. In fact, y'all twins, January 1st, boys. All right, shout out to the New Year boys, man. But he turned 34, so he's recently, at that age, but the way that he played last year and their playoff run, the Super Bowl run and everything like that, he clearly has plenty, available to still, dish out at this stage of his career. So
He still has a lot in him.
I was supposed to say, you heard me say plenty, and it's going to be at the right price because if he was getting on average 14, that's going to be cheaper at this stage.
Yeah, that's your Joe Hayden. That's your Joe Hayden. Like, that's your Joe Hayden.
Gives me my vet for JPJ as well. You hear me?
Say it again.
I said, and that will also give me a little bit of a vet to also continue to assist with JPJ in his overall development as well.
I promise you.
Yeah.
Give you that's your guy. Like, if you can get that, that's a good pickup.
I like that.
Coming fresh off the Super Bowl. Mm-hmm. It's a winner. And not even to be, but know how to play out here in this Pennsylvania. It
hit different, don't it?
Out here.
It hit different.
Yeah, it's a pro.
Come on, man.
It's a pro.
His game travels too. That's the thing I like. His game travels.
Like, I like him. I like big play Slay.
It's big play, man. Big play been doing this for dang near a decade plus, man. Y'all know big play. Come on, stop playing, man.
I'm a big play Slay. Went through the rough times in Detroit. Know what not to do.
Nicest on the bumming squad. You know how it went.
Come on. Yeah. Know what not to do. I know what to do.
He said,
let's make it happen.
I know what organizations look like that are trying to win. I know what organizations look like that are not trying to win. But he is on record saying that, he wanted to play for Coach Simon, and he was even considering that prior to when he went to Philly. But he said, obviously the relationship that he had in Philly, and then he obviously he spoke on that big Dom dude over there as well, man. Said, they just got a lot more close over there, which is why he decided to stay there, these past couple of seasons. But yeah, he said, man, he would have loved to have played for Coach Simon. That's definitely somebody that he still would like to do that too. So we will see, man, how that plays out, man. Another name of a guy that was released, man. I don't know how you feel interest-wise in him, but you might have interest. Joey Bosa. How you feeling about that one, man? Recently released. We know he rushed that passer. We're seeing new contracts be dished out, which means that the price tag is going up for other pass rushers. Is that somebody that intrigues you? Joey Bosa.
Don't really. You can go get other positions.
Okay.
Not immediate need. Herbert's hot. Mm-hmm. Highsmith's hot. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, TJ, but it's like if you're trying to
hot.
But are you worried about the contract part with TJ? Because like we said, man,
worried about nothing with TJ. TJ's a Steeler forever.
All right, respect it. Let's get it.
TJ took that family discount the first.
He took the 28. He was getting 28, right? Yeah.
And TJ, TJ's a Steeler.
All right.
Never leaves.
All right.
Ring of honor, never leaves.
I like
Can't
it.
let it leave. It's a Steeler.
I like it.
I don't even think I think you're cool there. Because I think Herbert's hot. That tape's hot. Don't sleep on it.
Herbert is super hot right now, bro. Absolutely.
And it's only getting hotter. I think he's a really good pass rusher. I think he's twitchy. I love Herbert. Like, I think he's super twitchy. He turns that corner at a high level. He's a prop. He's a long day over there. If you know, like,
oh no, big facts.
Better come.
Big facts.
And if you give him, he's not super the run game. I don't know if he's the full plate, but I think him at that 3 spot is a hot spot. Like, that's a long day. So I think you're straight there. It's almost like you don't have to put all that money right there. You can go get.
So don't worry. So we offer Joey Bosa. Don't even introduce Joey Bosa.
That big of a splash.
Okay.
You don't have to get that heavy.
Okay. Now I can do what you're saying. Yeah.
You can go get something solid right there, and you're comfortable, and go get that corner then. Go get that corner you want. Go get that corner. Get your receivers. Put that money other places.
Shout out then. Shout out. Hey, Joey Bosa, man. Go join your brother in San Francisco, bro. Go join him there. All right, we ain't paying you here. But speaking up,
I think San Francisco is home.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like your brother over there, bro. Ain't nothing like playing with your brother, man. Go over there, play with your brother, man. Do something historic, man. All right. But I do got to go back though. You brought up TJ. I want to talk about TJ. All right. Max Crosby just got his new deal. Max Crosby's new deal was a 3-year, $106.5 million deal with 91 guaranteed. That's going to pay him $35.5 million.
Right.
I'm going to just ask you, TG, is Max Crosby to you better than TJ Watt?
No.
Okay.
No.
Is Max Crosby to you better than Micah Parsons?
No. He's not.
Is Max Crosby to you better than Myles Garrett?
No.
So what I'm trying to hope and trying for all of us to understand is this: if Max is at 35.5, we need to get the deal done with TJ before Micah, before Myles Garrett, because what do you think their numbers are going to go to if he's coming at 35.5 per
But
year?
I don't think Derek and Mike. I mean, not Derek and Mike. I don't think
Miles.
Derek and TJ killed you. I'm sorry, Miles and TJ killed you. You know, I don't think
Garrett
Miles
already
and
said he's only staying in Cleveland if you giving him the record deal. He's like, I want one of them record breaking contracts.
I don't think Miles stays in Cleveland.
I think he does. I think they're going to make him one of them highest paid You know, when Myles Garrett signs his new deal, it's going to say record breaking, his most money for a non-quarterback ever. When Micah Parsons signs his deal, it's going to say most money for a non-quarterback ever. Like, that's what they on right now.
For sure.
So,
Mike is going to set the mark.
And we're about to tell TJ, hey, you took the discount before, do it again? Take less than all three of them?
TJ's going to. And I hate to say it,
yeah?
I don't think TJ's going to do that.
Okay, because that's what I'm trying to figure out. Do you think he takes more than those dudes, or does he chill?
No, I don't. I think let's get straight. I'm cool. Let's go win this. I don't mean, and I hate to be that, but I just feel like that's him. Like,
I can see that approach.
Every dollar he gets.
That's why I'm with you.
Let's go win this. I think he's such a Steeler. Let's go win this.
Yeah.
Go get those.
Because, see, I'm back and forth. I'm like, yeah, it's one thing to say that and say, all right, I'll take less. But it's another thing to say, yo, I'm going to do that. But you're still sitting here. And unfortunately for TJ, he hasn't made it out the first round yet while he's been here. So at what point do you start to have those questions of, all right, is this really the way that it's going to go? Are we really ever going to get this? Or do I start thinking about myself here? Or do I look around and maybe go? I don't think he goes elsewhere. And that's the one thing I will say. I don't think he is intriguing or interested elsewhere. But that money, man, $40 million is $40 million. $30 million is 38. That's a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? So it's the market. And it's not like he's not deserving of it when we're asking once again, is he better than those three dudes? No. So you're willing to be paid $5 million less than some of these dudes?
I think
you catch what I'm saying? Like,
and I can't.
I don't know.
Count for him.
I can't say that. That's my only. I'm like, I can't say that because I'm like, TG, as much as I love the black and gold, if a deal is, we're talking 5, 7, if one of these dudes flirt with 38, 39, we talking dang near almost $10 million a difference. Like, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it's as cut and dry as that.
I feel that.
It's a lot.
I feel that. That's a lot. I don't think he killed you, but he could. If you can pay him, you pay him. But if
you got the money, though, you definitely got money.
You got the money.
You got money. You got money.
And you're not. It's not like the team's not in a spot that's in desperation.
Yeah.
It's not that. Like it's gonna be way better next year. I'm telling you, like that defense is gonna click. Like they went through. You could tell it was a growth year with that.
It was though.
They're gonna click next year. They're gonna not gonna have them 2-3 exchange busts. They're not gonna have them push bust.
Talk about the little details.
Way better.
Talk about the little details.
Way better. They're gonna talk it out. You're not gonna see a Travis Kelce sitting open on a busted blitz.
Pre-snap dudes turning around with their hands up. What's the call? Ball snap.
Yeah, they're gonna be way better. So it's not that they need a ton. They really could bring that corner back and be okay and just keep on building. Like, but if you can get a big play Slay or something, you go upgrade and you grab that.
Yeah.
But it's like they go get that offense together. They go get them pieces that they need, and they get that offense together, and they go win it. Like they'll be ready with that. That defense is gonna be tough. They bring the core of that back, which they do. They don't have to super. It's not like you have to put $1 million in that defense. You don't.
I like it.
You don't. You don't have to kill.
Fine tuning it, little pieces. What you looking at?
Yeah. Clean up the bumper a little bit, like clean up a couple things.
He said we ain't got to get a whole new whip just yet, man. Hey, look.
A new whip.
Change them tires, shine it up, go get it washed and get a detail, bro. We're gonna be straight.
Let's see it. Let's let it rip.
Okay.
It's there.
Okay. Okay. I like it then.
Don't sleep on it.
I like it then. All right. Like I said, these are some of the questions I need to know from you, man. These are the questions I was having for you over here. I'm like, hey, bro, how you feeling about this deal? Does that deal deter you? Because for some people, when them numbers start talking about non-quarterbacks getting 30 plus, it make them a little hesitant. So we got to ask them questions. For some people, man, we start talking about Darius Slay or some of these free agent guys. They like, hey, man, I like him, but is he cheap? You know what I mean? So it's like you just never know how people gonna respond,
It's
and that's what we gotta
crazy.
ask you, man. Because some people like just cheap. They don't care if it's productive. It's like, is it cheaper? And you know, at this level, cheap doesn't always equate to better. So sometimes you do gotta pay for it, and you get what you pay for. TJ Watt, man, we not tripping. We paying that money because you know what you getting with TJ Watt. Heck yeah.
You know what you're getting.
Big facts.
The best thing you can do is go with the known. Leave the unknown left alone. You know? Like, you know TJ, you know what you get. You know how the crowd love him. You know what you get.
You know the
Like,
big kick.
You can
You
argue
know
that's the best in football, man. Like, you don't just keep it happy. Let's keep it rocking.
Let's
you
go.
know, that's how you feel about that. Like, go get a weapon or two. Go get a weapon or two. Clean the quarterback position up. You know, draft you another lineman, bring you another linebacker in here. You know you're gonna get one of them.
You know we gonna draft
Oh,
one
you're gonna
of
get
them.
one of them.
We gotta draft
you a
one
corner
of them.
Draft you a corner too. Go get you another corner. You know, already it's almost there.
Cause I'm like, them first couple rounds, I'm like, man, you can go wide receiver, corner, tap into that running back. You know what I mean?
Receiver,
like,
corner, D tackle. Receiver, corner, running back. I would agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like receiver, corner, running back, receiver, corner, receiver, D tackle, running back. Like, I feel like and this is with Najee leaving. If Najee's leaving, I need a back.
You get a back. I don't mean to be, but this draft is pretty, man. Some pieces.
It is. It's some nice ones.
Man.
It's some nice ones.
Piece in this draft. You can go get a nice receiver. You can get a nice running back in the third. A nice back.
Listen, you be saying that. I want to see what this looks like.
I
want to see what that looks like because I don't see a lot of nice backs that I think are gonna be Najee production that's sitting in the third, bro. I don't see that.
You want the 1,000?
I want Amarion Hampton. If I'm gonna go get me one, I want him. And I don't think he's sitting in the third.
I think that boy from O State's there in the third.
Travion Henderson, bro, he ran 4.4 as well with the big body. I don't know. I think that because of them running 4.4s on that laser, I think that bumps them up because now we're talking a different level of speed when you're watching them because it's confirmed now.
It's too many backs we talked about.
But they not backs to the 230. They're not 220, 230. They're not big like that. Hampton big. Hampton 220, bro. That's a big dude, man.
But you can go get that other boy from O State. That big boy. That 220. I don't love him, but I like him. Don't love him.
Big speed, though. Big
speed. Najee
ain't had a full photo. Did he? I didn't think he had it like that on the laser.
I thought Najee was like a 4.5, 4.6.
He might be hand time 4.4. You know what I mean? That hand time hit a little different than that laser time, bro.
Yeah, man. There's some running backs in here.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
you go get that.
I think I don't see Amarion Hampton sitting near that log. I don't see Travion Henderson sitting there log. Man, I can see Hampton being in the first round, bro.
No, they're not. It's too many backs for you to just jump.
Man, nobody just sit. Why they go sit there? Just let that dude just sit like.
Maybe your boy from Boise.
Oh God, you're killing me. You're killing me.
You're not gonna see that. It's not gonna happen. What? It's not gonna be a run on backs that early.
Man, I cannot wait to this draft, bro. I cannot wait to this draft. You just seen Saquon just got paid, right? Saquon just got paid.
Saquon got paid.
How much he get paid? He got paid a lot, right? Saquon got paid a lot, right?
Not a lot though.
Did Derrick Henry get paid? Did Josh Jacobs get paid? Running back market back open, bro. Running back.
Who?
Do you heard what I said, man? Come on, man. Josh Jacobs
didn't get what them two boys got.
Man, he still got double digits though. He still got it was a 1 year essentially.
Tell me about the rest of the pack.
Come on, man. Don't do me like that, man. Running back market is back up. You seen James Cook? He said he getting 15. All right, running backs is back on, man.
Who?
James Cook up in Buffalo. You know he gonna get that 15 mil. Come on, man. Running back market's back up, man. Back up, bro.
You better.
Running back market back up, man. Come on, bro.
You might go draft that. You can draft that stretch. You can draft that stretch. That boy from Delaware.
First round? You said you could draft that stretch, bro? Hey, yo. I'm gonna need you to
draft that stretch.
Stop playing with that run like that, bro. He wanted to
stretch. Put your foot in the ground and get
yo, why are you like this, man?
Come on, what about that boy from Tennessee? We can draft
Dylan Sampson, nice. But yo, James Cook is more than just a stretch running
We can draft that stretch.
He's like, yo, that's just the
We
Denver
can,
Broncos. That's all he doing. Run to the
man, we
end of the
draft that
line
inside zone.
and find the guy that got reached, find the guy that got blocked, and just cut off of him every time. No, man, James Cook more than that,
Bro,
man. He catch out the backfield. He missed the
come on.
reliable. Come on, man.
Yeah.
Don't you do him
Bro, I
like
can
that,
draft
man.
that stretch. That boy, what's my man from Kansas named Neil?
Oh
I run that
yeah.
inside zone. I can
Nil,
draft
nice. I
that.
like Nil.
I can draft that. I can draft that inside zone.
Look, man, I'm gonna need
I
you
can
stop
go get your
minimizing what my
brother if
man's
I
doing
really
over there,
want
all
to.
right? I'm gonna need you to
If
stop
we really
minimizing
want
what
to have
man
a weird
doing.
talk,
Stop minimizing what
I
man
call
doing,
Big
all right?
Bro. I can get Big Bro for 5.
So he can run that stretch. He can do the same thing. Hey.
I can get that. I can drive that stretch,
Come on,
man. I'm
man.
telling you.
James
I
could be
love
over there
Beaver. I
hooping,
love.
bro. He be hooping,
He's the
man.
guy.
Hey.
ETN. I can get a baby ETN.
Hey. You low key, Trevor. He put out there. He put the 4-4 on tape too. You seen
You
that?
don't think I can get that inside
You
stretch?
know I
get
still
that
like
inside.
young ETN too. I'm like, bro,
You don't
any
like young
ETN.
ETN?
I said I like them both, and they both got the speed.
What about Bo? I can go get Bo. I know Bo's still gonna be sitting there. You
Bo?
don't like that?
I know you
Oh,
ain't
man.
talking Bo. Man, stop playing with
You don't
me,
like
bro.
Bo? You don't like Bo in cold weather?
You
You don't like Bo? You don't like Bo in cold weather? You should love that. I like Bo to Pittsburgh. Why are you playing?
Why you like this, bro?
Are
You
you
really
playing?
like Bo?
You don't like Bo, man. You didn't see
Man,
what
oh
Bo did
my
in that
God.
playoff
Man,
game. That
hey,
made
bro,
people
you
cry.
gotta stop this, man. You gotta
That was
stop
an
this.
emotional
You
moment.
gotta
Bo can come here.
You gotta stop this, bro.
What are you talking
Oh
about?
my,
You can go.
TG, are you for real? You mess with me,
You can
bro.
get him back, man.
Why you,
That's what I'm
man?
telling
Don't be
you.
bringing up Bo like he wanted to, man. Don't be
You know,
bringing him up in this convo
Bo
like
one of
that,
them, man. I'm not
man.
about to
Come
let you play
on,
with Bo like
man.
that.
That's
Bo one of them.
crazy, man. Oh
Bo
my
didn't
God.
run. You didn't get to see Bo run. If Bo go run a 4.4, you think Bo one of them?
Bo ain't gonna run no 4-4 though. We both know
Bo
this.
gonna run a 4.4.
All right, I'll believe it when I see it. If he
Bo
runs
gonna
the
run a 4.4.
Bo run a
4.5.
Bo run a 4-4 different convo. I'll believe it when I see
Bo
it.
running
I
a
don't see it
4.4,
running 4-4. If he does it though, I stand corrected. I
Ali
just
Gordon
don't see
ran
it.
a 4.7 and he nice.
I know, but Ali Gordon also ran 4.6, and I said the same thing to you. I said, bro, it was gonna be faster than that. It looks slow when you run that. That time looked nasty. Difference is Ali Gordon is a smoother player though. Bo, it's more battering ram, man. Bo running, he looking for the contact. Ali Gordon, that's the
Bo
L
gonna
Bell,
run
that's
a
the Brees Hall.
4.4.
He's smooth with it.
Man, go get it back. And then
That boy
in
said
November,
Bo, bro. Oh my God.
and then in November, go see what playoff Lenny doing.
Hey, yo.
In November, December, go get playoff.
That's-
Get playoff Lenny on
Hey,
the
yo,
practice
why you
squad.
playing like this, man?
Let him get right.
Just
And
stay
in
in shape.
November,
Just
December,
stay in shape enough.
give him-
Playoff.
give him-
Just in shape enough.
Give me 2 months. Give me 2 months of downhill playoff Lenny.
Hey, low key player. If you know, you know. Playoff Lenny a
If you
headache,
know,
bro.
you know.
Yeah, he a headache.
Let it get cold and you gonna be ready to go.
Yeah.
Fresh legs.
Yeah.
That's what I like that. I like that.
I could
plan.
dig. Look. I would much prefer Ali Gordon of the names that you brought up. All right, between him, Bo, and playoff
Why-
Lenny. I'm just throwing
Why
out
you
there.
talk so negative about playoff Lenny? Like playoff
I
Lenny
ain't talking
not-
negative
like,
about players.
I don't-
It's been a couple years since
always
playoff Lenny. That's
sit
all I'm
that down
saying,
like,
bro.
That's playoff Lenny, man. That's
All
the
I'm
problem.
saying is, bro, I've seen playoff Lenny get in Buffalo before I've gotten back to playoff Lenny is what I'm saying. So yeah, I have a little bit different perspective of Lenny. All right,
You always, every time I say that, you like,
because I seen it
Not playoff
and I
Lenny.
said the same thing. I'm like, it's playoff Lenny. And I was like, it
playoff
never
Lenny's a
came
long
back.
day,
It never
bro.
came back, bro.
Playoff Lenny's a tough day, man.
It came up there and I'm like, yo, I got playoff Lenny. And I'm like,
Come on, that's like Paul Pierce.
I already know,
like
bro.
Come on, playoff
I'm
Lenny's
familiar
a
with
legend.
we saw that the start of playoff Lenny. If you want to be all the way real,
Come on, if you know, you know.
I hate the fact that we seen the beginning of playoff Lenny. I know what playoff Lenny is. All right, I don't.
Lenny's
Yeah, I
a
ain't
tough
true.
day.
I know what that can do. I do. I definitely do.
Come on, man.
Yeah, fair enough.
You gotta believe. You gotta trust. Like I think you could. I just don't think you gotta pay too much in that.
Yeah,
that's what I'm more saying. Like
I can dig it, man.
Saquon's a Saquon.
Yeah,
you know, that's a cyber Hummer. SU, like that's
he's
special.
unique. Yeah, he's unique. He's a one-on-one.
It's not a lot of those.
Yeah, very true.
You know, Derrick Henry is, to me now, it's tough. Like
he's still unicorny.
Saquon has taken over the kingdom. Like it's Saquon, then it's Derrick Henry. Because I'm like, I wouldn't even give Derrick Henry all that, and I love Derrick Henry.
Yeah,
but Saquon's like Saquon and Derrick Henry, then Josh Jacobs, then the crew. You know,
Dang.
and then Bijan ain't too far away. Bijan ain't too far away.
You said
he's
Josh
right there
Jacobs and then the crew? Is that what you said? I know you just said that.
Who am I forgetting?
I mean,
said
you
Bijan.
brought
I
back
forgot
up Bijan. You forgot Bijan,
Yeah,
but
I
you
forgot
know,
that. I
but you
fixed that
know,
quick.
you know, I feel some type of way. I know.
Who I'm forgetting?
Who you think you forgetting? I know. All right, so I know you don't care. McCaffrey's hurt right now, so we don't got to include him. But you, my man ain't a part of that convo.
Who?
He ain't part of that convo. The boy in red, he ain't part of that convo.
Who?
James Cook ain't part of that convo.
No, he's not part of that convo.
Oh, what?
No, he's not in that discussion.
Wow. Okay. What about Sonic? You know we got Sonic and Knuckles. I'm talking over in Detroit. Sonic. Gibbs. What about him? He ain't in that convo either?
He's not in that convo, though.
Oh, he's close, though. Man. Oh, TG. Come on, man.
Though. That was a committee. They should keep their committee. That's a committee, though. Saquon was by himself. Derrick Henry's by himself. Josh Jacobs by himself. Those are knockout kings. Those are Tank Davises. Those are pros. Like, you know, the committee over there is a nice committee. It's a nice back 1-2. You know, it's a nice 1-2. It's a nice 1-2. It's the Temptation.
Oh,
you know,
man.
But this is David Ruffin in the Temptation. Like, it's different. Like,
oh, man.
Those are the Temptations.
That's tough. Oh, that's tough.
Otis, like, you know.
You to call James Cook Otis?
Like,
no. You saying nobody couldn't see you, man? No.
But there's David Ruffin and then there's the Temptations. Like, come on, man. Come on.
Man. No.
Those aren't David Ruffin.
Oh,
now
man.
you a group looking for David Ruffin.
Man.
Like, you don't want to jump into that.
No, you just a group looking for David Ruffin. That's what you want.
You're looking for a David Ruffin. If you know, you know.
Hey, yo, you David funny, Ruffin. Bro. You was fucking. You ain't no David Ruffin, boy. Nobody could have seen you, Otis. Come on, man. Come on, man.
You run nice, but you know.
Oh, man.
David Ruffin,
that's
like,
tough.
Saquon.
My dog said his levels. He said his levels, man. Respect on that, bro. Respect on that. It's definitely levels to it, man. It's definitely levels to it. All right. I suppose you have a point, Chase. And as soon as you start dropping the references, I'm looking at the little like button, everybody hitting the heart button all of a sudden, like they liking what you talking about. I don't really like how the crowd is just like all of a sudden in your favor when you brought that ref. As soon as you start talking there, they're like, oh yeah, TG, talk. Oh, you getting them now, TG? I'm like, hey, bro, I'm gonna need y'all to fall back a little bit, all right? Now you got X Concept talking about, yeah, James Cook is a quality player. Now we calling them quality players because of you, TG. I'm just throwing it out there, bro. That's kind of crazy, man. It's just kind of crazy, bro. Shout out to you, but it's kind of crazy, bro.
I like that word.
They said that man is a quality player now. Like, yo, why y'all playing with my bitch? Y'all playing with my bitch, yo. Y'all playing with bitch. I like it, though. I like it. But, man, this is crazy. Respect, though. Respect, man. I ain't even gonna trip, man. You got it. All right. Well, we are up against the back end of this thing, man. Anything left before we get up out of here, my dog? Quality play. Oh, my goodness. My dog funny, man. Let's go. But yeah, man, anything you got on the back end, man, before we tap about this thing, man?
No, man, I'm still on the Justin Fields boat, man.
Ooh, hey, Adam Schefter said we supposed to be getting a decision soon, real soon. Steelers want to get a deal done with somebody. They were saying this week, so.
But I'm still Justin Fields. I'm team Justin Fields. Bring some weapons in, get him at a nice number, get to it.
All right, respect on that, man. Hey, I like your consistency in your messaging. All right, shout out to Justin Fields. All right, shout out to Justin Fields, my dog. So shoot, man, we'll spin the block, man. Dudes like we always do next week, baby. You already know what it is, though. All right, my dog. Peace. Shout out, one and only Terence Garvin. If you was enjoying the interview, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel, man. My dog absolutely cooked me, man. He said, yo, boy, is Otis. He's a part of the group. He ain't the main character. You gotta chill on him, man. Dang, going, man. Hurt my little feelings over here. And then y'all hitting all them little, like, I seen all them little hearts just start popping up. I'm like, yo, what is all these hearts? Y'all really digging how he's talking about? It just hurt me, man. It hurt me. But it's all good, though. Shout out to y'all, man. Shout out to y'all. All right. And yes, Mike Hood, I do like how you're breaking it down now. He says, what TG is saying is James Cook is quality, but not him. And we know it's the difference between being good, being quality, and being him. So I can understand. Alrighty, man. We are on the back end of this thing, man. So I will go ahead and get ready to rock out with a couple of these fan mock drafts as well. Oh, shoot. And my apologies on that. I did just see your super chat, James Skitka. Let me read that off real quick for you, man. But he says, Moats, shout out to your dad celebrating his birthday and to little Moats, the champ. I saw pics you posted. Much respect how you do this for us and still keep the work-life balance, respect, or peace and respect. Now, salute to you, James Skicker, man, from the heart, man. And yeah, man, Pops, man, the original gangster OG Arthur Moats Jr. did turn the big 67 yesterday, man. It was dope as heck to talk to him, man. Always good catching him with Pops. Just like he had his little Darryl Green Washington Redskins jersey. He was super hype. You know, as I can tell you, man, he's old school, just the Hogs, like Doug Williams is like favorite quarterback all the time. Like that's, you know what I mean, peak Washington vibes. That's him, man. So yeah, man, he did turn 67. And then, like I said, man, my middle girl, man, my baby girl did have her basketball championship game last night where she did win, getting some buckets, playing some defense, blocking some shots. I said, all right, baby girl, I sees you, little lady. I sees you. So, you know, salute to the team, man. Salute to the team. But with that being the case, man, I do want to tap into a couple of these fan mock drafts that you guys have sent in. So like I said, man, hit that like button one time for the culture, and don't forget to subscribe either if you are new to the channel. Like I said, man, got a couple of these we're going to talk about before we get up out of here. And like I said, man, let me know in the comment section how y'all feel, man. First one comes from the homie Heck Santy, and shout out to you, Heck Santy, bro. When I say mock drafts being submitted to moatswinners@gmail.com for a chance to have your mock draft on the screen like you see in live or on the website arthurmoats.com, Heck Santy takes it to heart, man. Heck Santy be sending them mock drafts. Boom, 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 boom. So this is your most like recent one at the time when I was, you know, preparing for the show. But Heck Santy in the first round goes Matthew Golden. Love that pick. He is definitely a wide receiver, man, to me that I am super fond of, man. He's definitely a guy to me that I think if you're trying to complement him with GP, I think works. If you were trying to, you know, go a different route, right? We could talk about with some of the different trade concepts, or, you know, if you were going to move on from GP or whatever, Matthew Golden to me is still one of those guys that you would want here. I think he helps us out in a major way. I love his down the grass ability, and the speed is there. You saw him, man, at the combine. 4.3 type of dude, man. Big body, big speed. Love that. He went second round with Travion Henderson. You know I like him, man. That's my second favorite big body running back in this draft. No disrespect to you, Mike Hood, but I like Marion Hampton a little bit more just because I actually got a chance to see it play against JMU, and it was cooking. It looked good, but also, man, like I said, man, I just think that he's a little bit more shifty with his run in comparison. But to me, man, Travion Henderson, if I can't get Omarion, I love this pick in the second right here. Alfred Collins, give me some of that D tackle. Give me some trench love, man. Love that, man. He could definitely play, man. Productive and athletic for the size that he plays at. The only thing I will say, he gets a little bit high at times. I like the double dip, though, man, in terms of Riley Mills and tapping into the offensive line, man, in terms of Carson Vincent. Obviously, Alabama A&M, smaller school guy, but you look at the athleticism, you look at the size, that looks good. I was asked about this guy earlier, and I was telling you about him because obviously with this first mock, Elijah Badger, I like his game a lot too. Very similar to Matthew Golden in terms of some of that down the grass, man, big play capability. We talked about how the just different quarterbacks that he had and some of that due to the injuries that they had at the position hindered his production. But to me, I think Elijah Badger at a different school with more consistent play, I think he's a guy that would be talked about a lot higher in this draft. But I like this a lot, man. And I even like at the end, you tap in and get me a quarterback. Now, I'm assuming we are, you know, locked in with either Fields, Russ, or a free agent in this, you know, exercise from Heck Santy with this mock draft. But if not, Tyler Show, of all the guys, I mean, if you're taking a quarterback at this stage of it, I'm looking for depth. I'm looking for somebody that could just come in and just be a part of it. So I don't hate that. And then lastly, man, going right back into the interior part of the offensive line, Joe Huber, I like him, especially to knowing that James Daniels is potentially going to be heading the market. Now I'm looking at Mason McCormick, I just say Umalu, and I'm asking myself, man, well, where do I have more resources? Where can I get just more, big athletes? And to tap in late in the draft like this to get Joe Huber, I think could definitely be a good idea. So I do like that, heck, Santi. So for the audio only crowd, let me reread that. He went Matthew Golden in the first round, Travion Henderson, running back out of Ohio State, in the second round, and Matthew Golden is the wide receiver from Texas. In the third round, he went Alfred Collins, the D tackle from Texas. Riley Mills was the D tackle from Notre Dame that he went with in the fourth. Then after that went Carson Vincent, offensive tackle from Alabama A&M, followed by Elijah Badger, wide receiver from Florida. Tyler Shaw, I don't know how you say his last name. Excuse me on that one. Quarterback out of Louisville was who he took late in the draft. And then the last pick that he had at 247 was Joe Huber, the interior offensive lineman from Wisconsin. All right. Ooh, now Mr. Pete Noriega, Rooney, says Matthew Golden is really overrated. He's not a fan. All right. Tito with the good vibe says Emeka is one of his favorites, though. Okay, but he's still showing love to Matthew Golden. All right. Respect. Oh, okay. And Pete said, Noriega, you got like 30 different names, so I keep calling you Mr. Pete and Rooney. This is Noriega we're talking about, all right? But he says that Matthew Golden had 4 good games. Dude's going to be a bust. I watched the tape, and he is overrated. Just fast. Keep it. Or he said keep it 100. A lot of young players at that stage are all just like that. I don't look at him and say, man, I need you to develop into something great. I'm looking at him and saying, bro, why can't you be what GP is right now? Oh, yeah. Because to me, I think he could do that. So that's kind of my thought process. I'm pairing him with that. You figure that thing out, and it gives me luxury. It gives me a little bit of leverage, but I'm also adding what I need to add. So I don't look at him as my main and my only. I'm looking at him as a part of, and at least I know you can do what that is doing in terms of big speed down the grass, go up and get that rock. So that's kind of the thought process with it from my perspective. But I definitely can see why you're a little bit skeptical of him as well, though. But remember, man, it's all right for these dudes to develop. Nobody's coming in as a finished product, because if they are that, then they're not going to last too long, man. You want these dudes to continue to keep getting better and keep getting, and like I said, keep growing, man. But we will see, man, what he develops into. But I do like his size. I do like his ability to go down the grass, man. So we shall see. But shout out to the homie Heck Santi on this here first mock draft. Next one we got to talk about is Phantom TV. He was also a Matthew Golden fan. It looks like, man, we had back-to-back Matthew Goldens in the first round. I ain't peeped that, man. But shout out though. Phantom TV, he goes Matthew Golden, wide receiver from Texas in the first round. Talik Williams, big fan, interior D lineman from Ohio State. Shamar Turner, another interior D lineman from Texas A&M, tapping back into that. Well, we haven't been there since, was that DeMarvin Leal. Then from there, man, Zy Alexander, corner from LSU. Gotta love LSU corners, right? Then you got RJ Harvey, running back out of UCF. Do like that part right there. And I like the double dip as well, man. We'll get to that a little bit later in this here mock draft. But he goes Jimmy Horn Jr. That was like the third wide receiver, low-key, like fourth wide receiver out there in Colorado, man. Speedy, down the grass, can make plays, tough as nails as well. And then we obviously know pedigree as well, man, because of who his dad is. Like this one at 231, though, Jordan James, the running back from Oregon. I see what you did there, man. I like the double dip. So if that is the case, I am anticipating potentially moving on from Najee, just because I don't think we would bring Najee back, Jaylen Warren back, and draft 2 of these dudes. But I don't know, because this is Phantom TV's mock, not my mock. All right. And then last, man, tapping into the safety market, man, going with Mac McWilliams, the safety out of UCF. So do like this one as well, man. Like I said, man, Matthew Golden, he's going to be a little bit hit or miss, man, depending on who you talk to, right? Not as decorated, not as productive as T-Mac, Teteroa McMillan, or even Emeka Ibuka in certain cases, right? Or even a Luther Burden in certain cases. But Matthew Golden, he brings a lot in terms of just what you're projecting him being able to develop into, and his skill set ultimately being able to transition to this level. So I like that. You already know I talked about Talik Williams a lot. To me, man, I like his game. He reminds me of a little bit of Cam Hayward, man. Maybe it's still Ohio State vibes. I don't know. But big, nimble dude, man, and just knows what he's doing, man. So I like that. But I like the mindset as a whole. Me personally, I don't know if I want to double dip the running back room like that. But if this is, like I said, under the premise that we're going complete different direction and we're just saying that Jaylen Warren's the only back that we have going forward, then yeah, I can understand that. But if that is the case, I don't want to wait till pick 163 and pick 231 to revamp my running back room. So that's the only thing for me that makes me a little bit kind of, pause for the cause with that, man. But like I said, man, I could definitely see what the vibe is in terms of what you are putting down. Phantom TV. All right. The Jimmy Horn Jr., man, that's a smooth little pickup late in the draft like that, man. I definitely like that. All righty. And then the final one I'm going to talk about today is from the homie Anthony Perrone. Hopefully I ain't butcher your last name. Now, Anthony went a different direction. This is why I like Anthony. He said, listen, man, I'm tired of all these high-end, prom kings, these diva wide receivers want to run down the grass. Man, I want somebody that's going to punch you in the mouth. I want somebody that's going to beat you in the trenches. I want somebody that's going to solidify this here run defense. That's what I want. Keep Patrick Queen and Peyton Wilson free. That's what I want. And ultimately, that's what he is going out here to do. So shout out to Anthony Perrone. He goes Kenneth Grant, the interior D lineman out of Michigan first. And as we know, when we talk to CG, not to be confused with number 55, Mason Graham. He is the other one. Still a very good player, though, man. So I do like that. Then he's spinning the block, going double Big Ten action in the first 2 rounds, going with Travion Henderson, the big body, nice, long speed running back out of Ohio State in the second round. Isaiah Bond in the third, wide receiver from Texas. Mr. I'm going to break the 40-yard dash record, and I'm only going to run 4.4 even. He still can roll. And that's the other part, man. So if you're talking about getting him in that third, I still think it's a lot of value there. I personally have to go watch more of Isaiah Bond. He came up a little bit more on my radar because of the whole combine stuff when he was talking and everything like that. But to me, man, just in the profile of speed, I like that because that's the one thing that you either have or you don't have. And dudes struggle with defending against speed. Hence the reason why, if you're a fast guy, man, you're going to get a lot more opportunities. So I do like that about Isaiah Bond. Denzel Burke, really good player, man, cornerback out of Ohio State. Mike Hood, you need to drop give us your scout report on Denzel Burke, man. I know you've been watching a ton of that Ohio State life over there, man. Antoine Powell-Ryland, nice edge rusher out of Virginia Tech. Do like him, man. Coached by my former D-line coach, J.C. Price as well, man. So I definitely am a fan. Going with a little bit of a hot name, Riley Leonard, depending on how you feel about him and what stage you were talking to him about. Yeah, man. But Riley Leonard, quarterback out of Notre Dame, is also who he took at 225. Then he went interior D lineman again with Jack Majors from Texas, and then gave us a tight end, man. Shout out to Luke Lachey. I think that's how you say his last name. Tight end out of Iowa. So with this here mock, man, we're getting my D tackles. I'm getting my trenches solidified. Kenneth Grant, that's a monster in the interior part. I think he could play the nose tackle. He could play the one technique. I don't love him out there as a 3 technique, but I think, man, as a 1, as a nose, so base, and even in some sub package stuff, at least on run situation, sub package ball, I think Kenneth Grant, man, definitely answers that call. We talked about Travion Henderson a lot. Definitely a fan of him. I like the speed that Isaiah Bond brings. I still would want to bring in a free agent wide receiver, though, of a higher pedigree, because I do feel like I'm still going to be wanting more just based off of Isaiah Bond and company right now. But Denzel Burke, like I said, definitely like that. You can never go wrong, man. We add into that edge rusher room. And like I said, man, at this stage, I'm assuming, once again, we're either Phils or Russ or free agency for a quarterback, because went Riley Leonard at 225, and there's no way we're waiting until 225 to pick a quarterback if we don't have Justin Fields or Russ or a legitimate name from free agency at quarterback. All right. So shout out to Anthony Perrone, though. So let me see what the gang had to say, man. Ooh, now Noriega says he likes Bond. He thinks Bond is better out of Texas. Golden just ran a faster 40, man. Keep it a buck. Yeah. And the reason why people like faster 40s is because at this level, speed kills, man. There are a lot of dudes that are, very skilled, but if this guy is closer in terms of he might not be as skilled, but he's a lot faster. Yeah, the speed part usually is the separation. That's usually the difference maker. And that's why the 40-yard dash people put, in terms of NFL scouts, put so much more stock into it, because it's letting me know if your game truly can translate, or are you just, taking advantage of these collegiate level athletes who necessarily don't possess that type of speed, don't possess that type of playmaking ability. Speed is speed, man. But we will see, man. Now, he's I will see with Noriega, man. Noriega says that he thinks Matthew Golden is another version of John Ross. Like I said, we will see how that plays out, man. There are plenty of wide receivers, though, man, that have missed, and plenty of dudes that people have speculated weren't going to be good, and they clearly went on to have insane careers with a ton of production. So we will see how that plays out, man. But like I said, man, I like the different mindsets. I like the different avenues, and also I do got to say this, Noriega and company. We are, giving our thoughts, our critiques on these mock drafts, but these are from the congregation. So that means that y'all don't have to just be on the side pointing fingers. Nah, show your work too, baby. Show me how you would do it, which players you would like. And that's for everybody. Send it to moatswinners@gmail.com so then we can put your work up here, man, and see how, the congregation feels about your drafting skills as well, man. But shout out to the gang, man. Shout out to Heck Santee. Shout out to Phantom TV and Anthony Perrone. So one more time, that was Anthony's draft. Let me pull up Phantom TV's draft, and y'all let me know, man, which one y'all liked better as well. And I know Cornell, I know you got me, man. Come on, man. I want y'all to send them in, baby. Hey, Noriega, send that thing in, man. Heck yeah, man. All right, and here is Heck Santee's draft as well. I love it. I think it's super fun, man, because it is always cool to hear or just kind of get an understanding of the different philosophies, the different mindsets of how somebody would go about building their roster, right? Do we like this player a little bit more in this style of, receiver, or do we want to go, man, we trying to build a power unit. We want big body on big body. We want to be able to beat you up in the trenches. Like, everybody has a little bit different approach. And it's also cool to just hear our difference of opinions on some of these players too, man. And that's the thing that I think when I was joking with TG, it's like, yeah, man, some of these dudes, we just assume, everybody's going to want them. Or we just assume that everybody's not going to want them. But think about how when me and TG got up here and started talking about Ashton Genty, I look at Ashton Genty and I think that that's a playmaker. I think that's a guy that, it is worth a first round type of grade on it, man, especially if the run that he's going to be running is fast. You feel me? But if not, then obviously that changes the dynamic of it, because you're questioning now, will the breakaway speed that you saw him displaying at Boise State be able to translate to the NFL, where you got a lot more guys out there running 4.4s and 4.5s and 4.3s than you do, in college. So those are the reasons why, like I said, that speed part is real, and why, like I said, for me, man, I enjoy this because, for some of these dudes, man, it's like, all right, if you're not fast, how are you going to survive? Think about how we look at linebackers. If you're a slow linebacker, we're like, you better be able to blitz, right? You better be able to blitz and make all the tackles because you can't stay on the field. You're too slow. So we've seen how fast linebackers are fast players, even though they're not the most technically sound. They get more opportunities because it's a fast man's game at this level, and speed kills. So that for certain is the big thing, man, and why you kind of hear me put a little bit more stock in the guys that do run faster times, because that's just one of the things that I do know has shown a lot more probability of translating. But like I said, man, we will see, man, and that's the beauty of the league, man. At one point, man, people told me I wasn't going to be good enough or wasn't be big enough. And it's like, you find a way. You figure out what you have to add to it. And before you know it, you look up and it's like, dang, you got how many years in this thing? Shout out, right? So when I look at them dudes, I say the same thing. It's like, man, we're going to have opinions on these dudes at this stage. But the reason also for me that you don't hear me have hard stakes of like, he will never make it in this league is because dudes develop, man. And you can't gauge the heart that these dudes have, their commitment to what their craft is, and just their ability to rise above. I mean, we talk about the Amon-Ra St. Browns, the Antonio Browns. Tom Brady's the poster boy of it, right? Where it's like, you weren't supposed to develop into what you developed into, but your hard work, your dedication, and your self-belief ultimately push you to that area, man. So we will see how that plays out with these dudes, man. But that is the beautiful part of the draft, man. And whenever we're getting a chance to, welcome new guys to that NFL brotherhood, man. So shout out to them dudes, man. And I'm eager and super excited, man, as we continue this here process, baby. But did get a couple upper room memberships, man. Shout them dudes out on the back end before we get up out of here. And then after that, man, it's time to enjoy the weekend. I mean, it's Thursday, Friday, Junior. Every day's the weekend around here. All right. So since we all hanging, let's do it. All right. Hit the like button. You know the drill. And subscribe, because there's a lot of y'all rocking out tonight. I appreciate you being in here on a Thursday. Tito with the good vibes. I got big love for Tito. Tito rocks out on every channel. He's on the sneaker channel, kicking it with Moats. He be commenting on all the shoes we be dropping. Salute to you, Tito. Salute to you. All right. And salute to everybody else be coming over there as well, man. I do be seeing some other names from over here that be over there. And I know X Concepts, he be popping up on my other channel, on that Bill's channel as well. So shout out to you, X Concepts. I be seeing you all here, man. I appreciate y'all, man. From the heart, all right? It means a lot. Definitely means a lot. And then obviously, man, everybody that's rocking out with this channel, man. Big time appreciate y'all from the heart. Last one we had was from Noam. Also joining the upper room, man. So shout out to Noam and shout out to Tito for, like I said, man, paying it forward, being a rock star at life to whoever that individual was. But to Noam, welcome to the upper room. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And shout out to Somber, too. He said his unions just came in. Fire. Absolutely, absolutely. I like it. I like it. So with that being the case, that will do it for today's show. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. Hopefully y'all enjoyed this weekend. If you did, don't forget to hit the like button one time for the coach and subscribe. Stay safe out there over this here weekend, man. And you already know we're going to spin the block and do this again. But until next time, baby, peace.